What's up, y'all? This is Trom. Welcome to So Shameless. When I'm not being thrown under the bus by Tahoe or interrupted by Dodge, I enjoy being here, but sometimes I don't. But that's all right. Still a good listen, and maybe you'll learn something or two. All right, peace.
Holy shit!
How the fuck I getting it?
That was the best one. Yo, that was the best one.
That was told me to do it.
That was the best one too.
That was perfect. I wanted to make sure that we got you good, right? You wanted to joke. No, you. I heard you. You said you wanted to borrow my pants. That's what you said.
I said it before we started recording.
Right. No. People's here already. People's here already. Dodge is in the building, right?
Hey, y'all.
All right. How you doing over there, Tron?
I'm doing all right.
You good? You feel the heat already? You feel the heat?
I feel fine.
Dodge, how you feeling?
Niggas can't take a compliment.
Dodge is looking.
I'm
It's not a
good.
compliment. It's not because I'm already hot. I'm in hot. I got water. Because I'm hot. I need to cool down because you got me hot.
I got you hot?
You got me hot.
Just now or from before?
Don't throw no bass in your voice. You niggas trying to throw some bass in his voice on the show?
I'm trying to figure out.
What the fuck is going on?
First of all, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't appreciate certain shit that happens around here. Right? So I was watching Joe and Ish, they was arguing over water. And it reminded me about a time on this podcast where I had to argue with my best friend over a fucking chair. We argued for 2 podcasts about this chair.
You did.
Right? You ever get the chair?
No.
Did you ever get any chair?
I showed you the upgrade though.
Yeah, you did. Did you buy it?
Shit was fire.
Did you buy it?
Nah, because I think it's
You
too
didn't buy it.
It's too heavy.
This is why I'm filing an appeal. I'm filing an appeal on the homie court.
What?
I'm filing an appeal on the homie court.
That's
because the
way past
nigga.
jurisdiction.
No, absolutely not. It's a friendship event. That's lifelong.
That was like 5 years ago.
It's a lifelong friendship violation offense. You brought me on the show, Dash. Do you remember the chair case?
Yes, I do remember the chair case.
You remember the chair case? What happened with the chair
Of course I
case?
remember.
Please reintroduce the evidence.
We were in the
Who got
shop.
the music though? Because I don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
Where's the homie court music? Why you didn't warn me?
I should have, but I've been too busy thinking about this shit. Like literally been stewing on this shit for a couple of
found it.
days. I'm filing an appeal. Fuck you.
Hilarious.
This is homie court. In the So Shameless justice system, friendship-based offenses are considered especially heinous. These are their stories.
All right.
Especially heinous.
Especially heinous.
Do you remember the facts? Because I remember the facts of the case clearly.
I do.
I want to make sure that you present your
It was
case.
an open and shut case.
All right, go ahead. Present your case.
We in the car shop. There's this fire-ass chair sitting there. I'm sitting in it. I'm talking about it. I'm raving about it. We asked.
Raving is crazy, but go ahead.
Yeah, you know.
Raving is crazy.
We asked. The
Raving?
Yeah. Asked to do.
Is Trom a raving type of nigga? Let's be honest. Let's just be honest on the show because he's letting. Yo, you can't listen. I object.
Listen, you asked me how it happened. I'm telling you how it happened. From my
go.
perspective, you can give your own version.
Go ahead, Trom. Go ahead.
I'm talking to the owner, Brett. I'm like, yeah, where'd you get this from? He's telling me that they sell it. And, you know, long story short, Tahoe buys the last and only one. Even though I was the one raving about it, buys it, didn't even mention nothing about it, just buys it and walks off with it. I thought he was buying it for me, but apparently not.
Wait, hold on, time out. Hold up.
Yo, yesterday.
Hold on. Everybody.
Reminds me of
Yo, yesterday. Do you hear this?
Guys,
Do you hear this?
everybody
So, again-
slow down. Hold on. Trom, hold up.
Not that I'm, y'all remember 5 Heartbeats, Shy Brother?
Hold on.
It's not that I'm expecting him to buy it for me, but I'm like, it's like we together, and I'm like, yo,
We not together.
Shorty,
We not together.
it wasn't together at the
No,
shop.
we're
Y'all-
both at the shop.
y'all go to-
We're not together. You acting like my bitch. I wouldn't buy you no fucking chair. We're not together.
All right, y'all ready?
That would buy a chair for my girl.
Did y'all go to
An
the shop
analogy.
together?
No.
So how was y'all together, Tom?
Because we came to the spot together. To the shop.
All right, maybe we went
To
to
get
the
work
shop.
done on our trucks.
Right. So we both drove there.
Yeah.
In our own cars at the same time.
Or did I drive with you because my car was there and I was cutting my car?
Either way, we was there.
So I already had a bill there for $9,000, some shit like that.
Either there, we was there at the same time on purpose.
Okay.
That's
On
what,
purpose.
Okay.
that's
And I added the. Okay.
right. So it reminds me of like 5 Heartbeats, Shy Brother. Like, if me and you together.
Again, there's no bitches involved.
Yesterday.
In
can I
5
make my case?
Heartbeats,
Sure.
there's a girl.
You gotta go.
Can I
Hold
talk
on. You gotta
right
let him
here,
land. You
Carl?
gotta let him land. You gotta let him land.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Tom.
Reminds me of a situation where you and your friend is out, and I'm like, oh, shorty over there look dope. And then he gets up, goes over there. I didn't ask him to go over there, but he goes over there and bags her number for himself. Like, is that not strange? You was not even eyeballing this chair, or if, in the analogy, the chick at the bar, I mentioned it to you, and then you're like, oh, that is a nice chair. Let me go over here and buy it for myself, the last one.
Okay, so basically what you're saying, hold on. So basically what you're saying is, he didn't really care for the shit until you mentioned it.
Exactly.
Once you mentioned it, then he went the extra step to purchase it all fast and do. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Now they're sold out.
Okay, now it's sold out. Tahoe, let me hear.
Yo, yes. Let me ask you a question. The chair is $80.
Okay.
The man said he's sitting in the chair. He said he's raving about the chair. He's raving about this chair. He's going on and on. It's so comfortable in my booties. Just feels perfect in it. This is great. My back, right?
Raving is.
How do you go from that
To not buying a fucking
to me walking away with it in my hand and putting it in my truck? How?
Why you
You want to know what? You want to know why? You want to know how?
How?
Because he was never going to buy the chair.
You don't know that.
It was never going to buy. You want to know how I know he's never going to buy the chair? Has he bought the chair? He found an upgrade and never bought that upgrade either.
It's too heavy.
You don't know this shit is too heavy.
I do know.
How you know?
Because I saw it at Costco.
And you didn't buy it?
It
Oh,
was
that's an open
too
shut
heavy
case
to carry
now.
around.
Because you buy everything you see at Costco. When last time you walked past some shit that you know you needed, or you seen some shit that you ain't even know you needed, but you see it? You put it in the cart.
This is irrelevant.
You put it in the cart.
I'd like to have this.
This is, bro.
From the record.
Yo, yesterday, the man said in his testimony, he thought I was buying it for him. At no point did you say, yo, I want the chair.
No.
At no point did you say, yo, you know what, I would get this.
Hold on. You gotta go back to the analogy, right? When he was like, if he's seen a girl and he said, yo, she looks good, and then the guy went over there, right? So basically, in Trom's analogy, you were supposed to go over to the girl and bag the number and bring it back to her.
Or just don't do nothing.
Yo, Brett,
I'm gonna
how
bring
much is
this
that
shit.
chair? Put it on my tab. Go ahead, Trom. That's what you think I was gonna do? I'm spending $9,000 fucking dollars in
Or
here.
just don't do nothing. Why would you buy the chair that I'm ogling over?
Ogling. Oh,
Why didn't you buy the chair that you were ogling over?
How do you know I wasn't
Yo.
gonna buy it? We'll
You
never
never
know.
bought the
We'll
chair?
never know because it was the last
Yo.
one.
But
Yo,
when you was
that-
in the chair and you had so much fun with the chair and you loved the chair, why didn't you say, yo, let me buy this chair?
It's actually a good question. The answer to that question is, it was 5 years ago. Honestly, I don't know if I was gonna buy the chair. I don't know. No.
You wait,
But-
Tahoe. Wait,
no.
hold on.
Let me finish my point. Tahoe. Let me finish my
Y'all
point.
gonna let the nigga say ogling?
We're going to let this happen. Ogling is happening right now.
Whether I'm gonna buy the chair or not is besides the point. Whether I'm gonna actually get up and talk to the shorty or not is besides the point. If I'm bringing it up to,
Yo, stop comparing a chair to a bitch,
it's
bro.
a perfect analogy.
It's not. It's a fucking chair.
Cause you've been that way since we was kids. You did the same shit in high school.
Yo, you know what? Let's go back to other shit.
Oh my God.
Why do you think I would buy you a chair? What have you done for me to make you think I should buy you a chair?
I didn't think you should. buy
Yo,
your
I
chair.
bought you a Christmas gift when we was 14.
Oh shit.
You never got me a Christmas gift. You never got me a Christmas gift. You never got me a birthday gift. There was never a return on the, yo, he got me a gift last year. Let me get him a gift.
I'd like to have this stricken from the record.
It just shows no yeah, you want to know why it's relevant? I'm establishing relevance to what he just presented.
Yes.
Right?
I get it.
there is no
Y'all don't have
reason
a
for me
history for
to
this.
buy you a chair. There is, it just doesn't make sense.
You're not even listening to my testimony. I never expected for you to buy me
You
a
just
chair.
expected him to not buy it for himself.
Thank
that
you,
not what he
Bob.
said?
Thank you.
That not, when
No,
he brought
but
up
you
Shy
did
Brother.
say that you
did say.
assumed that it
He
was
did.
for you.
Yes,
He assumed that it was for me, and then he used a reference of Shy Brother in which the brother goes
Perfect
over
reference.
to get the chick for the brother, for the other nigga. This is the reference you brought up.
In the foul instance of Shy Brother, he didn't go for his brother. Because it's like, yo, why would you sit there and listen to me talk about how good a chick look and then get up and go and bag up for yourself?
Exactly. Why would
Why don't you just not try to bag up?
Because I thought the chair was dope, and I don't have to ogle. I just buy it.
Charm, you feel like once you ogle over, hold on, yeah, yeah.
Why not to ogle it?
Once
Just buy it. Put it in the trunk.
Hold on. You feel like
he
once
said,
you
I ain't have to do all that shit. I saw the bitch. I took the
Yeah.
bitch.
You feel like
gotta
once you
sit there,
ogle over
talk to
something-
the
Go
bitch,
through all this.
do all this other
Just
shit, and
put
then
the
you
bitch
still
in the
left
truck.
without the bitch.
All right, understand.
You just literally just sat there. We're best friends. You just sat there. Let me put your bitch in my truck and we'll drive away. you was just sat there, just like.
that's what I'm
I'm
trying
the
to
shy
that's what I'm
brother,
trying to
nigga.
understand.
Like, you don't understand what that means? The shy brother doesn't have the same
You were
personality
too
as
shy
the
to
brother.
buy a chair?
Okay,
It's an analogy.
okay, I'm
So-
getting it.
It's a bad analogy.
No. Want me to make it make sense in the analogy? I am not an impulse buyer. I will talk about something, see if I really like it. I'm gonna talk to my man, hopefully in confidence, and not that he's gonna like make a rash decision to buy the last, the fucking last piece of stock there. I'm thinking I could just talk to him and just tell him how much I like it, and then maybe he could be like, nah, that's too much, or be like, yo, you should get it. But instead, you just gonna get up and get it on your own? Like, wow.
Yo, let me ask you a question.
That's crazy.
Through all of this talking and sharing confidences that you and your man, all the shit you just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
You never said, yo, no, I want that chair. You couldn't do that with him. When he went up to pull his credit card out and do, Brett, bag that chair that my man's sitting in, you got to fold it up in all different types of ways, right? You got to do all of this. You sat there and never said to yourself, Ty, I'm going to get the chair. You never said that. With all of these confidences that you just shared that we was going to do
thought you was
about the
buying
chair.
it for him.
Well, he said he wasn't. He said he didn't think so. He said he didn't
I
think so.
didn't expect you to, meaning I wasn't like, yo, you should buy the chair for me. But if you go to buy the chair that I've just been talking about, then I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he's just throwing it in with all the other shit that you got.
And Trump, you feel like once you ogle over something, then it's kind of off limits.
It's his.
Not that it's off limits, but it's similar. I can't make a better analogy than the shorty. The shorty
That's
is
a
not
bad
my
analogy.
possession. The shorty is not my possession. But if I'm pointing out something to you that you were not looking at, and you otherwise were not paying any attention to, why wouldn't you just be like, oh, you know what?
I have a question.
Why wouldn't you be a little bit more transparent in communication? Like, oh, I'm gonna go buy this chair for myself.
So
Or,
wait,
I'm
you
gonna
think
go
I
talk to
snuck the
shorty
chair
for
from you?
Oh, he's saying he snuck him, boy.
You think I said?
Like he went?
Nigga,
he went
the
through the
office
back
is
end.
like the bit in the room that this nigga's in. It's a little ass place. It's not no big ass place. The desk is right there. And we're both right here. I didn't sneak around.
He felt like you weasel to get there.
Yeah, weasel.
Yeah.
You did that. You see how you did that? I'm just making sure you peeped it.
No,
but he did. He tried to say I weaseled the chair when you were sitting right there.
And now it's making sense.
Because when you were talking to Brett about the chair, at that point, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe he's just getting it for me. That's the only thing that would make sense. Like, why the fuck would you buy?
Why would you think I'm gonna get you a chair?
Why would you buy a chair that I'm
Because I wanted the chair. So let me ask you a question.
You never once
I've never
was
sat in
like,
the chair?
I like that chair too. You never said shit about the chair.
No, I
that
said the
was
chair's
talking
dope. The chair's dope. I didn't have to rave about it to buy it. The chair's dope. Put it on my tab. What the fuck is all of this about?
don't
And you
know.
want to
You
know what
wanna
all this
bring
is
it up?
about? This is why it's cap. This is why you're in appeals court. Because you never was going to buy the chair.
about. You lost the case.
You never was going to buy the chair, and I know you was never going to buy the chair because you didn't buy the next one either. And one point that I want to know, is it bad for us to have the same chair? Like, say you bought the chair, and then I want to bought the chair,
No. Why is that
so I bought
bad?
the chair first.
It was the last one.
There is no.
But there's more of those chairs.
There's
like
more
if you
chairs.
Like them, why
You
you ain't
never
go
even went and
find-
bought a chair.
Why you would be like, yo, all right, what's the name of the chair? I'm gonna go find it.
Word to everything. I looked up. I tried to find the same chair. Could not find it.
It was a one of one.
It was a one-on-one.
I ain't know where to find it. It's not a big deal.
Yo, this nigga is really fucking ridiculous. What's going on?
No. This nigga really thought I was gonna give him the chair. I'm not giving you the chair. I'm Googling it so you can buy it. What's wrong with you? You see how bright face this nigga got? You thought I was gonna give you my chair? Yo, yesterday, what's wrong with this nigga? Did you see this nigga's face? Yo, what? You really thought I was gonna give you my chair?
I don't want the chair.
After all of this? Oh, now you don't want the fucking chair.
I don't want it. I don't like it. I've seen better. I've seen better chairs.
Is this nigga sick?
Yo.
Is this nigga sick?
Y'all niggas are not wild, son.
Hold on.
Oh my god!
This nigga lost homie court, brought it back up on appeals, and they're asking if I'm sick.
I swear to God, he was gonna give me that chair.
Yeah. Yo, having it on deck is even crazier.
Yo,
Nigga
this
was
shit
ogling over
is on
it.
sale on Amazon, on ARP Compact Director's Chair. It's everywhere, bro. This shit being sold across the globe.
It's everywhere now.
No tariffs, nothing.
No tariffs, nothing.
At the time, it wasn't. I'm over it. I don't know why you brought this up. The chick
Because-
was from 5 years ago.
Precious, what's up with your sound? I don't know what's up with the sound.
Oh shit!
I just
bro.
find it egregious that
Oh,
you
my
brought this to the
fucking
court.
gosh.
You mad that you lost homie court?
I did not
That's 5
lose.
years
I
ago.
was. It was
Bro,
a
get
tainted
over it.
jury. It was a tainted jury,
Bro.
because people thought that they were just gonna align with you. They're just gonna align with you. Oh, Tahoe, you're this. No, I didn't do nothing to you.
They
At the end of the
align
day, Dodge, what's your
align with-
opinion on
They
this?
align with justice.
Yesterday, matter of fact, what are you getting from this?
Yo, man. Yo, this shit is nuts. Like, what I'm trying to understand is when he was talking to homie about it, why did you just automatically assume that he was gonna buy it for you? That's the shit that I'm trying to understand that
Yo,
part.
y'all
Like, I'm just trying to see where you taking the where you was taking it with that.
Y'all are funny. Y'all keep saying the same shit. I never assumed that
You
was
just
gonna
said
buy
you
it.
thought I was gonna buy it for you.
Let me finish. I never
didn't expect it.
expected or anticipated or asked you to buy me a chair. I'm sitting there talking about a chair, and then next thing I know, you get up and you tell dude to add it to your cart after I'm talking about it. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's buying it for me. That made sense at the time, but now I know the type of character that you are. It doesn't make sense because now I know.
Oh shit.
That I wouldn't expect that from somebody of your,
Yeah. My character is in question. Because of the fucking chair. My character's in question.
Nigga, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna fucking die here. Yo, what's wrong? Y'all are 50 years old. Please.
I'm still mad about the fucking chair.
Why are you mad about the chair? You have the
It's
chair.
quiet,
Because you literally think that it's a character flaw for me to see something and say, yo, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take that. I didn't know it was the last one. But if you knew it was the last one, you're like, yo, I'm gonna get it. But you never was gonna get it. You never was gonna get it. Years have passed. You don't even have a fucking chair. You don't buy the chairs in your own house. Your girl buys them. I asked her. I called her earlier and said, yo, who bought them chairs that you had to go out to Long Island? She bought them shits. You don't buy chairs. You're not a chair buying nigga. He's not a chair buying
I
nigga.
feel attacked.
Am I lying? Am I wrong?
Yeah, you kind of wrong.
You picked the chairs?
Buying it and picking it is two different things.
This nigga is nuts.
Shit, we got him.
Yo, just what he's not the type. He's not a frugal. He's a frugal nigga. He's gonna spend on what he thinks is appropriate and makes sense. He's not gonna be like, yo, this random ass chair, the fluffy one you sent me. You're not gonna buy it.
I'm not an impulse.
I am.
Right. So I'm not an impulse shopper. So,
I am too, friend. It's okay.
and
Nice glasses.
that's why it's a perfect analogy to the shorty at the bar. Because I'm not the type, I'm just shy brother. I'm not the type to approach somebody.
You wait for it to fall into your lap.
No. I'm saying I might approach, but I'm not the type. Like, I'm not
Nigga,
as...
this chair.
Nah, get my shit.
Tahoe, do you think that's a good analogy though?
Yeah,
Shorty at the bar.
yeah. Because the chair was never gonna buy you. It wasn't never gonna come to you. It's not like a chick that you just meet
Right.
somewhere
So-
and you happen to get her through something. But you thought I was gonna bag the bitch and put her in your car. It's not gonna happen.
No, I never said that. I didn't think that you would try to bag a bitch for yourself that I pointed out to you. That's my point.
Oh
Sean
shit.
said, if I pointed
Yo.
out, don't ever.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just think it's
If you, I'm gonna let you know right
I
now.
don't
If
know
you
her
ever
from
sit
Can of
on a
Paint.
chick,
She's not off limits.
if
I don't
you
know
ever
her from a Can of Paint.
if you ever sit on a chick and start raving about her, you don't have to worry about me bagging the bitch. Okay? It's never gonna happen. This is a fucking chair.
Yo.
It's a chair. I bought it because you wasn't gonna buy it, and then I didn't know it was the last one.
You didn't know I was gonna buy it.
I know for a fact you wasn't gonna buy it. You're not an impulse buyer.
You
know
still
that.
didn't buy the. It's
It's
last
been
one.
4 years, 5
That
years.
was
He
good.
still hasn't
You
bought
ain't-
no chair.
You ain't like that shit that much.
Long
Y'all
time ago.
niggas is crazy, though.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
can you make a ruling here?
In the appeal.
In the-
Are we reversing? Because Tahoe lost that homie court that time. So are we reversing?
I
And I
think-
lost it because the jury's tainted. They hate me.
First of all, this whole
Yeah, I
process is not even
It's an
judicial
appeal.
at all.
Why not?
Because I wasn't even prepared for this, for one, and for two, we're not going to a jury.
We're bringing up the no, fuck it, who, them? Them? Who's the jury?
We're bringing it to your cousin.
We're bringing up-
your cousin.
now it's your cousin.
God.
He's saying that you lack the
ruling,
ability
cuz?
to be impartial.
What's the
Ask
ruling,
Drew then.
cuzzo?
He not related to nobody in this bitch.
Oh, there you go.
A surprise fucking trial 5 years later.
It's an appeal.
Real interesting.
It's an appeal. Same. There's no new evidence. The only new evidence is that you never bought a chair.
No, the reason why they have statute of limitations is because people don't remember what happened. I don't even remember my arguments from 5 years ago.
I
Who gives
remember
a
this
fuck?
shit specifically because I remember this nigga had a barbecue out front and pulled
Right,
out the
nah, that
chair.
was funny.
And he was tight. He's like, oh, so you just gonna pull out the chair right in front of my face.
Yeah. What are you thinking? Yes.
I'm trying. Yeah, I like how Tron tried to taint the decision just now. I seen what he tried to.
Because he already knows. He already
tried
knows.
to taint it, but we're gonna have to reverse this, and we're gonna have to throw this out because
Yeah.
you not buying the chair that just added to the. And I'm still not over. Why did you assume that he was gonna buy the chair for you? Like I still don't understand. Like where you? I don't get that. Like, because for me, he's like, yo, the only thing that made sense is like, yo, I seen him putting it in a car.
You know what it is yesterday? I did not assume he was going to buy it for me, but I did assume that he wasn't going to buy it for himself.
Why?
Because I wouldn't assume that you would go bag the shorty's number for yourself.
But you just said that
so
we
I-
would both have the chair.
You could just
You
walk
literally
past
just
her.
said you don't mind if we both have the chair.
You could say to her, hey, you could talk to her and be like, oh, damn, she's not interested in you. But to bag it for yourself, that's, I didn't expect that from you. You know?
Wait.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Yo,
Yeah,
yesterday,
yeah, no.
let me just ask you a question, dead ass. You know it's the last one, right? Me and you was both there. I say, yo, you know what? I'm gonna cop that. You're not gonna say, nah, I was gonna cop it.
No, I'm gonna say
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna cop it.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. All right, yo. And I'm gonna ask Brett, yo, you got another one? All right, put me on the list for another one. You never said I want to cop it because you wasn't gonna cop it. You wasn't gonna cop it.
I wasn't sure what was
You wasn't gonna cop because you telling me that you and your friend is looking at the last of two. Last one is something y'all both like it. You gonna let her grab it
no, now we
and
both
take
like
it
it?
and go buy it when you want it?
Absolutely not, nigga.
So now we both like it.
Absolutely not.
I bought it. What are you talking about?
Because
it's
I
right
I
here.
liked it and told you how good it was, and you
It's
was like,
literally
oh,
right
Don't you
there.
pull that fucking chair out, Tahoe.
What do you mean I don't like it? You think I just bought it to spite you?
Now we both like shorty. We was both looking at it. I get it. Okay, we're rewriting history. All right, Trump.
Yo, I've been with this bitch for 5 years, my nigga.
It's my bitch.
That bitch, you was like, this is my bitch. What are you talking about? You still like the bitch?
Enjoy, she's old and dusty now.
Yeah. You sat on her. I done did everything to this bitch. I brought her over to him. He was like this with his hands out like, yo, come here, baby. No.
No.
No. That shit is crazy,
But
bro.
why would you bring it out like that? I really
Man, funny. He really thought he was going to get the chair. He was like, And yes, you know the funny thing is, his face lit up.
It did.
Right? Like, hey, I'm finally get the chair. And then he's like, I don't even want the chair. Once I said I ain't gonna give it to him. It's just like a bitch.
You know,
It's really just like a bitch.
you know what? Because
He's like, I don't want that chair. It's old and dusty now.
not gonna
You
lie.
wanted it when I was gonna give it to you.
You was a real Brooklyn
I'm
nigga
not
just
gonna-
right then.
I'm not gonna lie. You got me because I thought it was a good gesture. But again, I overestimated your character.
Oh, shit.
It wasn't about the chair.
Damn.
I was like, wow, that's a good gesture. Out of all of this homie core shit, he's actually like, wow, what a nice gesture.
Still gonna throw it my way.
But now I realize, like, oh shit, it's Tahoe. That's right.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. I
I'm
should've
giving you my chair.
expected
After you bring me to court, you gonna bring somebody to court and they gonna bring this shit to you? Yo, can you
expected
imagine
too much.
that?
Once
Can you
again,
imagine
you
a
got
person
me.
bringing you to
Leave
court
me alone.
and expecting to get a gift from you after they brought you to court? This is what but it's my character that's in question. Yesterday, you hear this? You brought me to court
You brought me to court.
over the chair.
No, he just wanted his justice. He needed his justice.
He lost fair and square.
Not today, I did.
Yeah.
Today,
You rigged
the
jury.
ruling has been
How he
reversed.
rigged the
How I
jury?
rigged it? This nigga didn't know about this case. He wasn't even here. It's a whole new judge. He was not around during the time. He was not listening during the
Statute
time.
of limitations. There was no jury. We didn't go to
Here
a
we
vote.
go.
Like
No,
what
appeals
is
court
it?
doesn't have a jury.
They don't.
It doesn't have
It's
a
just the
jury.
judge.
So we just
Just
go
the
to your
judge.
cousin? That's how appeals court works?
No, it goes to yesterday. He's against both of us all the time. The only person that is tainted against is her.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's peace.
Nigga say, yo, y'all are.
Look at Keita, look. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to So Shameless. Yo, I missed arguing about this fucking shit, man. And when I listened to these two fools on this podcast arguing over this water, it reminded me of me and you arguing about this, but I started getting bothered. And then they started talking about the shit in the So Shameless Discord. Oh, we had a whole thing today in there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we fucking started this damn conversation. Dodge, what's up? Welcome back.
Hi.
Yeah, you having a good time today?
I'm having a fucking ball.
We both. She's over here cracking up.
Cracking
This is
up.
crazy.
You was out in Texas recently?
I was.
What the hell's going on out there?
My bachelorette weekend, man. Houston is. I left Houston on a Sunday, and now I know why they say don't leave Houston on a Sunday, nigga.
Why?
I was just in that airport, like.
How long were you down there?
Just 3 days.
3 days.
I went down there Friday.
Debauchery?
Houston
Wait.
is fun.
You left him here?
Excuse me? Where the fuck was I supposed to take him?
Wait, why are you looking at me like that? I'm just asking because he's my man. So I don't know. Maybe he went with you. Like, no, I'm bringing my man to my bachelorette party. I don't know.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Oh, shit.
Why are you looking at me crazy?
We got him.
I'm asking
You
a
bringing
question.
your girl to your bachelorette party? Your bachelor party?
Bro, I had a conversation with her yesterday. Like, yo, you're using this share my location thing like it's a tracker, and I need it to stop. So if I have a bachelor party, she will probably be there somehow, some way, some shape, some form.
Yeah, nah.
Circling the perimeter.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those things that you got to do solo dolo. But I had a fucking.
What did you do solo dolo?
I
Because I know you
out
told
there
them
with-
whatever you did. So tell us. What'd you do?
Oh, we got
What's a bachelorette party? What do you do?
I drank excessively.
Was it strippers?
Yo, I didn't make it to the strip club.
Okay.
I had intentions on making it to the strip club, but I got so fucked up at this spot called Playground or Playhouse. I got so smacked there that I couldn't even make it 10 minutes from there to Onyx. So I definitely got to run Houston back because I had the bread.
I heard of Playhouse before.
Oh my God, it was
Used to
a
be a Playhouse in
time.
Yeah, I've heard of that before. I don't know where I heard of it.
It was a time. Kirby and Chapman on Sunday was a fucking time. Like I had a ball. It like shots was just coming out the sky. Like I don't know where they were coming from, but they was just coming just here. It was. I had a fucking ball. The sun was beautiful on my skin. I was out there glowing and happy and I had so much fun.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the type of bachelor party I want to have though. Just going to the club and shit. I want some bitches.
I mean, there was niggas around because who you thought was buying the shots? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Did they rub their dick on your nose?
On my nose?
Well, that's what I want for the bitches at my bachelor party. I want them to rub their pussy on my face.
Yeah, no, I'm not with that shit. No, I'm also.
Charm, is that against the rules?
No.
Isn't that what a bachelor party is supposed to be?
I think that.
Did
I don't
knock
think
somebody
that's,
down at a bachelor party?
What?
I think I did in front of everybody.
I think that y'all
Was the king out of there? You don't remember that?
It might be.
y'all idea of a bachelor party is a little
We're not supposed to speak
different.
on those things.
I don't know. I just feel like the whole point of like a bachelor party, a bachelorette party, is just to have fun doing whatever it is that you like to do. So if you like bitches, then your bachelor party is gonna be full of bitches. If you like drinking and food and turning up with your girls, like it was just that times 4. Like I just did that every night for a weekend in several places. Like
I'm embarrassed.
Why are you embarrassed?
I just remember what I did when I was younger. It was egregious. I can't even speak about it. It was egregious at the bachelor party.
I believe you. And
We didn't have cell phone video back then.
No,
Yeah.
Damn.
But I even remember my strokes was whack. That's what I did this in front of everybody. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, that was bad. I was horny. I was young, probably drunk.
I don't know.
It's
I
a
wasn't
very
drunk
bad
and
look.
horny in Houston. I was drunk and having a fucking ball though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You was
I
with
had
the-
so
you-
much fun.
You was with the same group the whole time?
Yeah, this fucking guy yesterday.
Hello?
This nigga like, who all was over there?
Well, yes, my best friend Tuli, she coordinated it, the whole thing.
Okay.
But why did it say never leave Houston on a Sunday?
Because it's so much fun. Like you can't like
Because of
my
Kirby and
sister.
Chapman?
Yo, Kirby and Chapman was a fucking time. My sister was literally like at the brunch table, like change your flight. I'm like, bitch, I gotta go. Like I had my luggage in her hotel room. And I'm like, give me the key. She's like, no, change your flight.
Why is it so much
Drunk.
fun?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just fun.
I don't know.
It
I don't
was
like,
just
you know,
fun.
nah,
It
I don't
was
like her
so
definition of
much
fun.
Fun. Well,
You know, yo.
What's my definition of fun?
Because you call me the fun police.
You are the
but
fun
it's
police.
always when you're doing something that anybody else wouldn't think is fun.
Like
it's like,
what?
oh, you're wilding. But she's like, no, it's just fun.
It's just fun.
Just fun. So what was so fun? What were
It
you
was-
doing that was so fun?
The music was good. The sun was out. The drinks was flowing. It was just beautiful people. Shots started coming out of nowhere. I was in the bathroom, came out the bathroom, ran into some of my homegirls from New York. I said, oh shit. So then that group came with my group. And then we bought them around the shots. And then they bought us around the shots. And it was just...
Hold on. Hold on. Slow
Here
it
this
down.
nigga
Slow
go.
it down.
Quavo
Hold
over there with the
on,
ad-libs.
guys.
Crazy.
Let's slow it down.
There's something wrong with this nigga.
Something
You
wrong.
want to know? Is something really wrong with this nigga?
Guys, all right, guys. I got
Go ahead, man.
It was just a lot of. It's Houston. It was like 90 degrees, so everybody just looked real good and melanated. Everybody was shaking ass, and it was just a fun ass time.
The best way I could describe it, I've been to that day party. The best way I could describe it, Tahoe, is like you go there for the weekend, and the best party of the weekend
Is on Sunday. Yes.
And your flight is on Sunday. You like, oh shit! Like this is the best party of the weekend.
Yes.
And I'm leaving in an hour.
Yes.
So it had everybody rethinking their flights and booking another night and shit like that.
Yeah.
It's that good.
It's
Yeah,
that good.
like literally, like it is a saying. They have a sign in that spot that says "Never leave Houston on a Sunday," and people were saying it to me. Like they were writing me, like on Instagram, like you leaving, you never leave Houston on a Sunday, and I'm like, I've never heard this before. And then I was there, and I said, oh.
It's lit.
I get it.
It's fucking lit. The next time I go to Houston, I bet you that my flight gonna be on a Monday. I bet you I'll never leave Houston on a Sunday again.
$400 more too.
It don't even
Everybody
matter.
else.
You gonna miss work.
You always get stuck on a Monday, don't you?
Yeah.
I had a time, but I did also took your advice with Southwest. I ain't play that stupid shit that they was
Yeah.
doing. I paid the extra 70 cash
nice.
for the
Yeah.
early check-in. I said, oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had a good
Southwest
flight
be
there,
playing
good
games.
flight back. It was I just had an ungodly amount of fun, and I was so fucked up leaving from Kirby and Chapman in the airport looking stupid, like rolling around in circles. I made my flight. It was.
That's good.
I gotta go back to Houston.
I must say,
Gotta run that back.
you look amazing. You're glowing.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Drew, you over there looking cool too. I can see she's buying you better clothes.
All right, yo.
It's really great, man. I'm what?
Yo.
Is you good?
What? You can't laugh. You know you want to laugh.
No, because the amount of fucked up things that just came out in my head. I don't even know what he's wearing, and whatever it is, I did not buy it. But the amount of fucked up things that just came in my head, leave me alone.
You gonna defend him like that?
Oh yeah, I was about to cut your ass.
You can. I can't dress.
To.
It's fine. I like my pants. You was gonna cut these pants because my daughter bought them. Trauma already had some words. So y'all going for them? What y'all gonna do?
Nothing. I ain't gonna
go ahead, do it. She just walked in the crib. I'll bring her up here. Y'all can go at it.
Well, it was a compliment.
You said you wanted to borrow my pants to go to a 70s reunion.
Why would I want to wear some pants if they wasn't fly?
All right, man. Yo, you see what he did? All right.
That nigga basically said, I want to borrow your pants for a costume party.
Right. Yeah.
Costume.
This nigga, like if you said I just wanted to borrow them, that would have been fine. But when you added the context, it made it sound clowny.
I can't ask him to just borrow his pants. That's some wild shit. As close as we are, I don't think we've ever done that shit.
Nigga, yes we have. You've worn my shit before.
I've worn your sneakers, your sweaters.
I wore your sneakers too before.
Yeah.
Remember I used to wear your sneakers? Oh, remember I thought I wore a 12?
You used to wear a size 13. And now you... I don't know why.
Yo, my mother, because every time my mother bought me a new pair of sneakers, she would go up half a size.
Right.
And I ain't know. You know what I'm saying?
So you grow into them.
Yeah, you grow into them. Yeah. Nigga, I was at a 12 and change. And I'm walking around, my feet flopping and shit.
I'll never forget this nigga had the size.
I'm at his crib one day, and I don't care. We had to go outside for something, but something happened, and I was like, yo, let me just put yours on real quick. My shit slipped right in there. This was like a 10 and a half. Yeah. I was like,
he's like, I'm not a 13.
Yo, what size you wear?
Nah, that's fucking
Yo, nah.
10 and a half said.
13 is crazy.
Yo, I don't think these are my size, bro. Oh shit!
I had the Patrick Ewins. Size 13.
Yo, I hate my mom fucked my teenage years up, bro. Yeah. My mom's fucked. She used to buy 2 of them out the box at Dr. J's. You know the box in the middle, buy 2 for $50. I used to come in with 2 pair.
Damn.
Of fucking Ewings, and them shits was ugly and heavy.
It was big.
That's why my calves so big now. Logging around them shits. I was wearing them shits before niggas was wearing Timbs.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, bro.
You know what I mean?
I can't deal with y'all.
All right, little funny ass joke to go before we get into some serious shit.
Ew.
What's that?
I never want to be serious.
Well, we don't have to be. It depends on what we do with it. You know what I'm saying? I started the show with this whole funny friend shit. By the way, Trom has always been there for me, no matter a million times over, a million times. He left me hanging too a couple times, but
gotta balance
best
it out.
friend, yeah, gotta balance it out. So I'm joking. You're still not getting the chair. I don't think I'm giving you the chair. You know you're not getting the chair. I gotta hold on to this. I might bring it up in 2 more years, but I won. So maybe you gotta. Now, I don't know. Can you appeal and appeal? Oh, you gotta bring it to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
After that, you gotta bring it to the Supreme Court.
Think about that.
Friend violations. This is where we are with this. Let me see. Try and pay attention. I want to see what y'all think. But I know Dodge, she's gonna oversimplify this. Watch this.
I got a question for the guys, right? Listen, right? What would you do, right? Me and my guy go to a basketball game. He bring a little bitch with him, right? His girl catch on to it. He tell his girl that the chick that we with for me. His girl tells my girl. So now my girl like, hey, you was out with a bitch at the game. Do you throw your guy under the bus? Or do you just take the hit? I'm confused right now.
Yikes. That's nasty work.
All right, explain it again for me.
Your mans, you go out with your mans, right? But he brings a chick with him.
Okay.
Right? That's not his girl.
Right.
His girl peeps y'all at the game. Says, yo, who's this bitch? He says, no, that's Trom's girl. Right. I tell my girl that it's Trom's home girl. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
So now my girl calls his girl. Yo, your man was at the basketball game with it. I ain't with all that. Niggas ain't gonna be cheating around and all that. Right? So now, Trom is sitting there like he's the cheater, but he ain't do shit but hold me down. So now he's like, what does he do? Does he tell his girl like, nah, that was Tahoe's girl? Or just deal with it? Or just make an Instagram video and hope she sees it?
Right. So I wouldn't throw you under the bus. I would be like,
because you know our girls is in contact. So if you tell your girls,
I would just try to spin it. I'd be like, I did bring her, but I'm not fucking with her. That's such and such from the marketing department.
So you just gonna add a lie on top of a lie.
We already lying. Like what the fuck?
Nah, it's over.
Why I'm gonna get stuck?
I'm snitching. It's over.
I'm snitching. It's over. Yo, yesterday it's like I don't want the problem.
You're telling?
It's over.
You're telling?
Nah, why tell when you can spin? It's just a short. So if
why
shorty,
tell when you can spin?
look,
Crazy.
Yesterday you gotta listen to the.
That's crazy.
Why
you gotta
tell
listen.
when
You gotta
can
pay
spin?
attention to the specifics. If shorty clearly wasn't on either one of us to the point where either one of us could be like, "That's my girl." No, that was his girl. That means we don't know who she's with. That means it could have been a platonic play.
All right,
it could have been anybody.
All right, listen, Trom.
Right? So if that's the play, then why would you throw your man under the bus? That's unnecessary.
Because, Trom, obviously, once the girls talk, Trom, once my girl and your girl talk, it's over. Come out, y'all, we caught. Come out, y'all, we caught. Nah, bro. Once the call happened, it's over. And again, I'm not frying myself with my girl on the account of some shit that you did.
Ooh.
Nah, that's not happening. I'm sorry. I love you, but I'm not doing that.
That's kind of oppy. That's kind of super oppy, bro.
Sorry.
I'm definitely doing the same thing, but I'm not like I'm not standing on it like that.
Damn.
I'm definitely gonna tell it was you. But I'm also gonna throw your girl under the bus and be not like, I'm not gonna let my girl go back and tell your girl what's going on. I'm gonna make sure that it's like, yo, she was cheating too. Or something. Like I'm gonna
shit.
I'm gonna do something where my girl feels like she's getting tea. Something like, so it's not, but I'm not taking it. Wait, you're doing too much. That's my girl, that's my friend. I'm telling my friend what's going on because I wasn't violating. So I'm not gonna be like, yeah, I bought this bitch from the market. No. No, this nigga's cheating. But yo, the bitch is wild and she slashed it. You should see his chest. She cut him. Like
I'm doing all of it.
You know what I'm saying? I'm doing all types of that.
That's actually a better play. Keep it a buck with your shorty. And ask her not to go back and rat on her.
Yeah.
Be like, yo, this is what's really the case, but don't go back to his shorty and go back and forth. Like, this is what's really going on. Yeah, he cheating. Let's stay out of this shit. You know what I mean?
You see, but you're, Dash,
it depends.
I really want to go to what girl code is on this in a second, but I'm not even doing that.
Why?
Because I'm going to let her accuse me for a minute, and I'm going to be like, that's Charles' bitch! You really think? No,
that's crazy.
I didn't mean it like that. But I was like, yo, Dukes, yo, dead ass. You really think I'm that stupid to bring a bitch to the basketball game? Telling you I'm going to the basketball game so that you can see my foot in a fucking July 4th parade.
That's crazy.
You really think I'm gonna bring a bitch to a basketball game in front of everybody? Trust me, if I've been cheating, you're never gonna know, babe.
Exactly.
ESPN,
yeah.
highlight reels.
You're never gonna, come on. You think if you, come on.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, so why? Because the nigga got caught.
Yeah.
Well, you think, of course, they're gonna tell you it was me. Wouldn't you tell your girl to hold you down? That's how I'm gonna do it, right? But I'm gonna make sure she don't go run back and tell.
Right.
Not
because then it get messy.
Dodge, what's the girl code on this situation?
Yo, this shit tough because like, as my friend, bitch, why would you implicate me? Like, I'm gonna be mad at her, but it depends on who I'm with. I might hold it down, and it depends on how many secrets of mine she know.
Hold it down?
Yeah, I might hold it down.
What do you mean hold it down?
Jump on the grenade?
Because he told your nigga.
Yeah.
But you don't care. But if
no, I'm not even thinking about Drew. Like I'm saying, like it depends on the type of person.
So you
that
really
I'm with.
think you would accept a cheating allegation for your homegirl? You would accept a cheating allegation?
It depends one, again, how much dirt she got on me, because if I go back and spin it, then she'll be like, bitch, I tell all my shit. I don't know. But I would be mad at her, honestly. Like, that would be between me and Shorty. Like, me and Shorty, we might have to square up on that one. Like, cause bitch, like, when you get caught, bitch, be caught. Like, don't throw me under the bus too. Like, I'm looking at you crazy. Like, I don't really give a fuck about what my nigga talking about. Like, I don't care. I'm more mad at you. Yeah. So I don't know. But I might take that out.
I think Tahoe's route is the best. The reason why, if you tell your shorty what the real deal is, and God forbid she goes back and tells, then it's like, yo, I told her not to tell, but you really was the one that bought the shorty in the first place.
Right,
so
like, why would you bring me in this, bitch?
I didn't mean for it to get back to you like that, but I had to cover my tracks without throwing you under the bus. Well, my girl told you, girl. Like, I told her not to tell. So it's like the nigga that started the whole shit ends up getting in trouble, but you ain't really the one trying to throw him under the bus directly. Yeah.
That's some wild pussy shit for you to get caught and automatically say, nah, that's his bitch, and you know that our girls is friends. Like, that's weird. Like,
if I'm single,
I'm mad at that nigga. I will call that nigga in front. I'll call that girl in front of my nigga like, yo, bitch, are you dumb? Why the fuck would you say it was me? Like, it could have been anybody. You gonna throw me under the bus and try to fuck up my happy home, you stupid bitch? Like, I will wow her up.
That's why I said I'm snitching off rip. It's over. Because first of all, I'm snitching, and then I'm gonna have a conversation with you in my office. Because why the fuck would you ever try to derail my situation? I already got enough fuck ups I gotta account for myself. I don't need an extra one.
Yeah, nah. I don't know.
I ain't gonna hold you. She ain't lying. I might have to call you in front of my girl.
Like, I'm not doing all this back and forth lying shit. Like, yo,
you told your girl that was my bitch?
Come on,
bro. You told your girl, talk to Tanae, bro.
Yeah.
Bro,
clear that shit up.
Yo, clear that up, bro, because you listen.
Yeah,
you my man and all that, but she done went back and told mine. I walk in the house, my shit at the door, and this is my house. She got my shit at the door, and this is my crib. Like, nah.
That's the other thing. It depends on the relationship, like how sensitive things are. If you walking on eggshells.
I hate them sensitive ass relationships too.
That's the thing. I never want my friend to bring me no hour conversation. Don't do no shit that's gonna cause me to have conversations for hours. That's a golden rule.
That's real.
Don't ever you do some shit that causes me to have conversations for hours. Me and you, we gonna have to talk.
Nah, that's real. Cause that's real. Cause a girl, she won't drag that shit. She gonna talk about that shit for days. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, Precious said women too smart to be in this situation anyway.
That's true.
Like, why are you bringing a shorty to?
Yo, stop thinking that all y'all bitches are smart.
Yeah, I'm like,
y'all not, bro. You know, it's a lot of heartbroken niggas out here that done caught they chick doing wild shit, bro.
Honestly, this is definitely light work. I've spun out of way worse situations than that. That shit is light. Like, so for you to even snitch, like, you a weak ass bitch. They can't really be one of my friends because we spin out of shit. Like, we be in there like a fucking top. Like, what? Nah.
Yo, the gaslighting that women do when they caught
never happened.
The gaslight,
the gaslight.
You're seeing things.
You know how many times I caught somebody and at the end of the conversation I was apologizing for something?
I love it.
Yo, I seen
and then
Black
me and my
Mirror.
friends talk about it in the group chat. Like, yo, I almost got caught, bitch.
I was watching Black Mirror the other day, right? So I started from the beginning because I didn't remember none of this shit, right?
Okay.
A dude goes to pick his girl up from a dinner, and so they have like implants in their head so they can rewind what they see, so they can see their memories over and over and over again, right? Okay. So when he walks in, he sees his girl talking to a guy, and it for some reason it just stuck with him. So later on, he focuses in on it and sees it, right? And so he invites the nigga back to the crib with them. But then however she spun out of that to not have the dude come in or whatever, they send the guy home. And he was like, they had played a video. So she's like wondering why he's going in about the guy. She's like, whatever. She had told him that she messed with the guy, with somebody in Marrakesh. He finds out it's this guy. She says she only messed with him for a week. At the dinner party when they first show up, somebody else showed a video of everybody dancing somewhere else 7 months after Marrakesh. He zooms in, this girl zooms in, sees her on the couch kissing up on this nigga 6 months later. So now he goes back to her with the recording, like, yo, this is not Marrakesh. How long you mess with the nigga? All right. It was 6 months. Why are you so stuck on it? That was years ago. Da, right? So she storms off, like, get over it. It was before I met you. It wasn't that deep. She storms off. He can't get enough. He's up all night, rewinding things. He drunk drives to the dude's crib. Busts in the dude's crib, starts fighting the dude. Erase, because the dude has the memory things too. So he's asking the dude, like, yo, how many times do you jerk your dick to thinking about you fucking my wife? Right? So the dude is like, get up out of there. So he's like on him with a piece of glass to his neck. Erase everything that you have of my wife out your memory. Put it on the TV so I can see it. Right? So the dude goes in the thing, puts it all on the TV. It's all time stamped. He deletes everything. Right? He crashes the car because he was super drunk. Mm-hmm. Long story short, he goes home the next day. The girl finds out that he went over there. She's like, I can't believe you did this. What's wrong with you? You're so insecure. He's like, I am, but you know what? He pulls up his memory from when the dude put the timestamps on. And there's a video of her with him in their crib while they're married that he deletes. Meanwhile, she's been gaslighting him the entire way, yes. The entire 8 minutes, she's acting like she did nothing with this nigga.
Real.
And been fucking with him ever since she met him.
Shout out to that.
And y'all will never admit it.
Yo, you gotta catch me red-handed for me to admit some shit. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like,
Son,
I'll spin out of it the whole.
But you know, you making me feel insecure.
Yeah, that's diabolical.
You making me feel like I'm bugging.
No, I'm crazy.
I'm crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I'm doing too much.
I'm so sorry. That's what she said.
I'm so sorry. It's either you or me.
It's either you or me.
Bet.
It's either you or me.
Challenge accepted. To all the fellas out there, understand what's going on.
It's either you or me.
Remember what I told y'all since the beginning of the show. Women don't want men to be better. They want to be better at men. Be better at doing men shit than men.
What's men shit though? I still don't understand.
All the cheating and shit. Y'all just want to get away with doing the same shit. All the oppressing shit. Since Twitter started, remember when Twitter started, we used to talk about the women and we used to drag them. Now this shit's flipped. They doing this shit to us. That's all they really wanted. They never wanted us to stop.
They still want to get back from back then.
They wanted to be able to do it to us.
We wanted to be able to do it better because y'all was so ridiculously stupid and sloppy about it. And it was just like,
y'all talked about toxicity. Y'all talked about harassment, abuse. Y'all talked about bullying. Y'all talked about all of this shit. Yo, they never wanted peace. They just wanted to win the war. They made us drop our weapons and they picked them up and shot us with them, bro. Boop. Fucking women, bro. Incredible.
I know I'm a diabolical dickhead, and I love the fact that I'm no longer in the space to have to play stupid games, because if you want to play, we can fucking play.
Never wanted peace. That's interesting.
They never wanted peace. They just wanted the power to oppress. You see what they say about us, right? And I had a conversation yesterday on the other day on this show where y'all was both out of town.
You got something to say?
No.
Oh.
About, they said that men are to women what white people are to black people. Right? We had this whole conversation.
I was thinking that. Reverse racism.
Right.
That's what it sounds like.
That's exactly what this is. That's all this is. They just wanted their power to oppress. They don't care. They don't give a fuck about, it should be world peace. No, they just want to be the United States. They want to have a United States Army. They want to be able to go where they want to go and drop many bombs and get people to do what they want to do. That's all.
Women being the U.S. Army is crazy.
Speaking of the U.S. Army, since we're here, how y'all feel about this tariff shit? China? You don't know what's going on?
I do. I don't care.
What do you mean? You don't buy Shein? No, I'm asking.
No.
What's wrong with Shein?
Them shits be ripping after like the first wear.
They're $7. Well, they were. They're $40 now.
Yeah, nah, I can't. You know what? It is exactly what I needed to stop shopping.
Yo,
That's exactly what I needed.
It's dead serious.
I'm good.
How you feel about it?
No, I think Trump is out of control.
Been
Even
born.
if the shit is a good idea for the economy, which it's not, it brings a whole worldwide breed of like there we had all these trade unions, like we need each other in the world. Like everybody has different resources all over the world. And that's why we have all these trade agreements and we trade freely, and this is just breeding all types of disruption of how nations get along. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So it's bigger than just economical. It's bigger than just percentage tax on a tariff. It's going to lead to like, you know, when you go overseas or you go somewhere and people looking at you like fucking Americans, arrogant as Americans.
Well, they already did that.
They already did that, but it's just going to lead to that times 10.
Well, they was looking at us weak ass devil's advocate. They was looking at us like the weak at that we're losing, and America was losing.
Losing at what? What are we talking about? This ain't a softball game.
Everything in this
Niggas
world
are
is up and down.
The least educated, the fattest, the most diseased, the like everything.
That, Lois.
But you know what? The one thing I do like, because I'm a girl and we do like the drama, and China's response is
hold on, don't go. Hold on.
I care more about them than us.
Hold up, because I'm gonna get to that. They dragged us. I fear.
I fear we lost before we even got started.
Let's be honest, right? If you bring all that shit back to America and build up the American economy, that's not a good thing. I mean,
but it's not going to happen. We know how that's going to happen, right?
What?
It's going to happen through prison labor. Because that's the only way. Like, every state has their own minimum wage. So you bring all of this shit back to the country. The only people that can legally work for free or for under minimum wage are prisoners. So you already miseducate a whole fucking generation. All they gonna do is be stupid, go to jail, and then you have your working force. So then you don't have to have all of these factories and things being made overseas, and you don't have to pay anybody a fair wage to do it, because you just get the prisoners to do it for free. That's why a lot of our prisons
think that's what this is gonna
are
happen?
private. Yes.
That part, and also too, I don't understand why. First of all, I think he's bringing back a lot of shit that we've already proven that we don't actually need. And second thing is, going forward in the next couple of years, most of these jobs are going to be able to be done with AI. So if they're not already being done with AI now. So you're bringing jobs back, yeah, but how many of these jobs are actually going to be human beings? That's the jig. Like, you can bring back all the jobs, but if 75% of the jobs are now automated, you know what I'm saying?
That's still not a good thing, though.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a good thing. The whole plan just doesn't make sense, because he's not invested into the future of what this is. He's talking about bringing shit back when we should be going forward and doing innovative shit.
It's just a real simple-minded approach to the whole shit. Like, if you look deeper into the ripple effects economically, it's going to hurt U.S. businesses, it's going to hurt U.S. people just as much, if not more, as whatever you're trying to accomplish. Like, for example, like the CEO of Apple went on the record. He was like, the reason why we go to China to get certain parts is not because of cheap labor. It's because they're actually better at doing the shit. He said, we can't find a room full of people in America that are talented enough to design and create the products that we need. Whereas we go to China and there's a stadium full of people that can do the same thing at the right price. You know what I mean? So he was like, it's not about the price. So you dead in China, it's like, we're just not going to have the shit. And Apple is a U.S. company, so that company is going to suffer. So I thought this was supposed to help U.S. companies thrive. You know what I mean? It's so many ripple effects to this approach that I don't think Trump gives a fuck about.
Dodge brought up the fact that China's response. When they first did it, let me see if I have Let me see if I have
I love
the
a
first
shady
one
bitch.
that they did. The first one was just as funny. Hold on, let me see if I
The
can
first
find
one when they was like,
We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. We prepare for anything that y'all got.
He said,
Any type of war, trade,
Hold on,
land.
let me see if I can find it. That shit was mad funny. Hold on.
Use your metaphor, the US has the bigger gun, and so China ends up having more to lose from this trade war, doesn't it? You know, it can't sustain the loss of 15% of its export market, i.e. what you export to the US.
Not at all. China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world. So if the United States wants to go in that direction of completely shutting itself out of the China market, be my guest.
Yeah, and China will lose the US market, which, as I've said, is 15%.
We don't care. We don't care. China has been here for 5,000 years.
Yeah.
Most of the time, there was no United States, and we survived.
That's true.
And if the United States wants to bully China, we will deal with the situation without the United States. And we expect to survive for another 5,000 years.
Son,
Yeah, I mean,
son, they
Ate
talking.
that up. Niggas is like, y'all still a baby nation. Y'all niggas just got here. You don't got BC fucking
Right.
time here, bitch. Like, we got dynasties before you niggas was even thought of. Ate that.
yeah, they said they was ready for war in the South in the South Asian Sea by like 2027. So that's like 2 years from now.
Ready for war? What does that mean? Why?
Because you know the whole thing with Taiwan. Basically, they don't want to they want to take back Taiwan into
Yeah.
their land, and Taiwan wants to be recognized as their own thing. So that's been like a consistent war. And they said last year, 2 years ago, that we are definitely coming to take Taiwan. And we said already that if y'all take Taiwan, we're gonna engage in a conflict. And nobody's backed down from that stance in the last 2 years. So.
I don't think I want to go to war with China.
I definitely
that's
don't want to
why-
go to war.
that's why-
I don't want no smoke.
That's why
with
they
them
talk,
niggas.
but that's why they're talking like that, because they know that this is the escalation. The whole Ukraine war, all of this is proxy war. This is all U.S. versus China. Russia's got themselves out the mix. This is all U.S. and China right now.
Bless you. I don't want no beef.
I ain't gonna lie.
Leave me out of it.
Oh, y'all.
Niggas, you sneezing on my water? Okay.
I'm covering my mouth.
I know, but still.
Yo, they talking so much shit, bro. You know that wasn't the only one I seen that they dragged us. There's more.
I believe it.
The shit that I seen was
When y'all see me walk around with an Hermes bag, don't check for Hermes
Real or not?
on it. But it's going to come from the same fucking factory. And that's all that matters to me.
you gonna
I'm
rock
telling
the
y'all
fake
now.
joints?
It's not fake if it comes from the same company. If it comes from the same factory, explain to me how it's fake because it don't say Hermes.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
They're using a different leather, I think.
Yep.
They're using a different leather.
Yeah, I think.
So how is
Okay.
it? How is it the same? It just looks the same.
I said
it's a
what I
knockoff.
said.
Hey, you know what? Do what you do.
I said what I said.
This is what China actually said. They said America needs a revolution. And
They do.
I was bugging at this response. Hold on.
That's true. You need to cut this shit in
that?
half. Secede.
Hello.
Secede. I want to be where all the normal niggas is at that don't got beef with no other country.
Saying, you guys are all blaming China, you're blaming us, but it's really your own fault, and America now needs a revolution.
They will be blind, and you thank them for it. That's a tragedy. That's a scandal. That's why I'm saying this right now. Americans, you don't need a tariff. You need a revolution. For decades, your government and oligarchs home ship your job to China. Not for diplomacy, not for peace, but to exploit cheap labors. And in the process, they hollowed out your middle class, crushed your working class, and told you to be proud while they sold your future for profit. And yes, China made money, but we used it to build roads, leave millions out of poverty, fund healthcare, raise living standard. We reinvested in our people. My family also benefited from it. What did your oligarchs do? They bought yachts, private jets, mansions with golf course driveways. They manipulate the market, dodge tax, and pour billions into endless wars. And you got stagnated wages, crippling healthcare costs, cheap dopamine, debt, and flag wave property made in China while they pick your pocket. For 40 years, both China and the United States benefit from the trade, the manufacturing, but only one of us use that wealth to build. This isn't China's fault. This is yours. You let this happen. You let the oligarchs feed you lies. Well, they made you fat, poor, and addicted. Now they blame China for mess they made. I don't think so. I don't think you need another tariff. You need to wake up. You need to take the country back. I think you need a revolution.
Oh, he has a point.
Son, ate that.
Point. Wow.
He has several points.
Son, you know how many times I listen to this shit, son? When I tell you he's absolutely right.
100%. He ain't tell one motherfucking lie.
I mean, it's hard to understand. That
Yo.
was bad. That was bad. That's not why I listened. I listened again and again because he made sense, not because I couldn't understand. All right. That was immature.
You're not gonna have me up here laughing at the Chinese. It's not happening.
Yo, he made some really good points. He was like, yo, they have fucked over your working class, fucked over your middle class, put y'all in debt, made y'all fat, sold off all y'all jobs for cheap labor, made y'all addicted. And he said, what do? They build golf courses and fucking golf course driveways. He said all types of shit.
Yep. Mansions and private jets and killed the middle class.
That shit is true.
Bless you.
Hold on,
You need a Zyrtec, my nigga? You good? Ew.
Bless you.
Go ahead, y'all finish.
Finish what, nigga? You was mid-sentence.
I mean, what? That shit was like a mic drop. What dude just said. I don't even know what to say after that. It's true.
It's nothing to say. It's like any educated, sensical, logical person will know that makes sense. And I think that a revolution is one thing. I don't know what that looks like because this is not 1776. So I don't really know, like, what does that look like? But honestly, they are like fanning the flames of a civil war. And if you watch all the movies, I'm kind of headed in that direction. But I just want everybody I don't want no smoke.
I think a revolution is probably inevitable because what Trump and his administration is doing right now is a revolution to some degree. It's a hardcore change. It's a hard right turn. That's all revolution is change, right? So it's a really radical change to he's trying to change the Constitution, the amendments, all types of checks and balances are not being used. Like, we're in the middle of a revolution. So the only way to counter what he's doing is to have a revolution of the people. And so I think it's inevitable.
I think the funniest thing is, like, one of the things that my nigga, that they taught us growing up is it's important to know history because history will repeat itself.
For sure. And
I find it to be very interesting that is one of the subjects that is being steadily attacked in this country.
It's history. Right?
So people don't know that we're literally kind of emulating and going down a certain path because a lot of people can't tell you shit about history or geography. Like, there are so many people that don't even know where they are right now on a map. Like, what is the country above us? What's the country below us? Like, what state are you in? Like, what city? Or like, these are questions that you see people on the internet and you laugh at them and you think it's funny, but niggas dead ass don't know where they are. So how can these be the same people? These people are voters. Like, you miseducate the masses and you can get them to do anything. You can get them to sell their soul. You can get them to vote for somebody that obviously has never had their interest in mind. Like, you voted for a nigga that was not a politician.
There we go.
He was a millionaire that only cared about making more money. He scammed people for years in the thought of making his pockets fatter. And y'all okay with that?
I'm still looking for all of the black people that were supporting Trump. I feel like I can't find those people now.
You want to fight them?
No.
Some of those people are still.
I just want to talk to them. I feel like when it was going on, it feels like they was just so apparent. But it's like once shit has been happening, it's like they don't exist no more.
You see, they deported that homie to El Salvador.
That's so fucked up. How you deport somebody that's an American? Like, y'all niggas are just really sick.
And the judge told him to bring him back.
And he said no.
Yeah, my nigga said nah.
The president of El Salvador said, nah, we can't do that.
I don't understand it. He said, how am I supposed to smuggle somebody back into your country? I can't do that.
Yeah, I ain't get
So
that.
I'm thinking that they doing that on purpose, right? Like the U.S. does not want that bad press on their hand to bring him back and admit that they did something wrong. Is that what's going on? Because I don't understand.
And I also think it's a test too. I think it's a test to see, like, can we get away with this, right? Because we can't do a lot of people because that would be too much of an uproar. But can we do one person? Can we do one person against?
You could do two.
If you do one, you could do two. If you do two, you could do four. And I think that thinking right there is where this whole thing is at.
I agree. He's been pushing the limits consistently. It's only been a few months. Pushing the limits, see how far he could go with shit.
You would think that this nigga been president for like 3 years. Yeah. It's been 4 months.
Yeah.
Has it been 4? It's been 3 months.
3 months, and then you already got one person that's against court orders, against all law ramifications, and that's just in 3 months.
That shit is really sick and sad.
I'm looking.
Brandon, shut the fuck up.
I know that they're trying to do something where they're basically saying all of that being born here shit. Just because you were born here makes you American, nah, you're not American. They're trying to get rid of all of them, and that's so. You talk about the black people that voted for him. The Hispanic people gotta be.
I will vote for Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Every time, and it's not funny, and I don't wish bad on people at all, but I do love to see when the chickens come home to roost, because if there's one thing they cannot send niggas nowhere. Like, they can send us to prison. That's about it. There's nowhere to send us back to. So we kind of good for once. And all you motherfuckers, I will vote for Donald Trump. Okay. That nigga, you gonna have your red hat right on your first class flight back. The fuck? Wiping it in people's faces, thinking that because you were light skinned or European Latina that you had access and you were in proxy with white people. Aha! All right, Sanchez, Gonzalez, and Garcia.
You know what it is? Trump is clearly not for the people. He's clearly for the wealthy and what he considers is, the hierarchy, right? What he considers. So it's a mindfuck though, because there's a lot of people that want to think of themselves as a part of that hierarchy, even though they're not. So as long as they are delusional, they're gonna keep riding with him. I think it's more than that. I think they still fuck with him.
I think it's still about the whiteness thing, the agenda to bring back the Republican Party into the so that they don't go Democrat no more. It's all about whiteness. Sure. The abortion thing, the LGBT thing, they're getting rid of anybody that they know votes on the other side, so that they can push all the agendas that they want forever. Yeah. Like, they want America back. They want it they want it white. They don't all this other shit. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But I don't understand why they would be attacking the Hispanics then, if that's the case. That's the only thing I don't understand. But they vote for them.
They're not
largely. Oh, you know what? Was it the Hispanics? The swing.
Yes.
Like, if you had the Hispanics on your shit.
Hispanics are the fastest rising group in America.
They're the fastest rising group, and if they vote one way,
they swing the
They swing everything.
They swing the vote right now, basically.
I saw something about black men. What did I see? What y'all do now? Yeah, right. What the hell did we do now? Everything is our fucking fault.
Everything.
Oh God.
Oh God.
What did I see here?
Black men are not attending college, and this is a horrendous trend. The number of black men at four-year colleges has plummeted, and at Howard University, there are as many non-black students as there are black men. Howard is just 19% black men. There's an array of reasons why this is happening, but the number one thing sociologists point to is something they call the belief gap, that a lot of young black men don't believe that they can or should be able to handle college intellectually or financially. Guys, college is a critical part of gaining the intellectual skills you need to get into the middle class.
Not anymore.
Black women have known for years and years that they need degrees to overcome racism and misogyny and get as far as they can in life, and they have become the most educated demographic in the country. But leaving black men out of that trend means a lot of potential wealth that could go into the black community won't go into the black community, because people who could have become middle-class professionals and intellectuals will not be able to make that leap.
That was Torre.
Yeah,
Yeah, nasty.
And then also, what else is probably going to happen is black women are really going to start dating and marrying outside of their race even more, because you have like such a vast educational gap.
Yeah, y'all go oppress them other motherfuckers.
All right. And then y'all niggas is going to do what?
Get to date white chicks like we want to.
All right, yo.
That's peace. Because that's not even how the white women don't want the stupid niggas. They don't want y'all.
What when I say this is not true, do y'all really think that college is necessary to get to the middle class now?
I think that college is still very necessary, because I think that you can create opportunities for yourself, yes, but there are a slew of jobs in professional fields that you still need a degree for, and black men, they are not there. They're literally not there. Like, I mean, you can be an entrepreneur.
It's a small percentage. It's not that they're not there.
No. I'm saying, like, there are a lot of...
There are black doctors, there are black engineers, there are black scientists, there are black all of that. Black coders, black law. What do you...
I don't consider those... I think that's still very much like the upper echelon. I'm talking about... thinking about like marketing. I'm thinking about tech jobs. It's not a lot of black, like, that's why when you go to like the big tech companies, they have black groups within it, and it's mostly filled with women. Like, there are so many white people that are in the middle in these different careers that black people, a lot of black men are just not in. It's black women, white men, white women, Asian, like everybody else, and then you'll have like one or two black men.
And Arabic people too.
They're just not there.
Yeah, she was about to say something.
I think that I think that's an interesting point right there, because I think what a lot of black men realize is that the ones that do go to college, I think that for the people that go to college and the people that don't, looking at the people that do, it really more comes down to relationships. So you have people, other black men who don't go to school, who are looking at the person that did go to school, and you're kind of in the same position based off of relationships. So then that puts it in your mind to where you're feeling like, well, do I really need to go through this if me and this person are kind of in the same position? Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like your mind kind of plays tricks on you in that type of way. So I've seen that happen, and I've seen, like I said, I've experienced that myself too. Like, so it puts you in a weird space to think, well, yeah, I can invest 4, 6, 8 years into school, or I can go straight into my job and have 6, 8 years experience. Like,
I think that my biggest question is, what is it? Why does school seem like such a daunting task? Because I feel like school is the easiest part. Like,
he explained it,
but I don't understand why. Like, it's like
there's a belief gap. There's definitely a belief gap, because it's almost the same as marriage.
Okay,
it's almost the same as marriage. Yo, spending all that money, getting a ring, all of that, it's like, yo, that's a lot for me to do.
Yeah, and business wise too. Like I said, it costs. Like I said, so you're basically telling a black man or anybody, you have to incur this cost with no guarantee that you're going to be able to pay it back in a timely fashion. Just any business wise, that's a decision to have to think about. You know what I'm saying? So that's not just like people are going to just do that willy-nilly, because ultimately you could be good at school, but you don't have the resources to continue to back it.
I don't know. Like, I feel like for me, ever since I was in middle school, I always knew I was going to college. Like, college was always just like the same way that you go to high school, you're going to college. Like, it was just always a part of what was next. And even when I was in college and I was like depressed, I wasn't happy, I never dropped out, because to me that was never an option. Like, you gotta get your degree. And it was like, I don't know if it was ingrained in me by my family, because I am a part of the first generation that did have a bachelor's degree in my family. So it wasn't that, it was just who I was surrounded with. Like right now, I'm starting to feel inadequate because I still don't have my master's, which I'm actually about to go back to grad school, y'all. Damn. So that's another thing. Like, it's just a part of life. Like, you go to school, you get your degrees, you get your money, you get your career, you get like that. This is what we supposed to do.
My bad.
No, I mean, I don't want to change it before you say what you got to say.
No, I was gonna say I like what Dodge is saying, but I think that course of events doesn't always happen. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's how we were told, right? Go to school, high school, college, get the career, get the money. But somewhere between high school and the career and the money part, that's where shit kind of went haywire. And I think that same course is not the same for everybody.
I think it also has to do with patience. I think that I was always prepared to play the long game. Like, I understood, like, your 20s, you supposed to be poor in your 20s. You supposed to be broke in your 20s, and you supposed to be broke in your 20s to set yourself up that you're not broke in your 30s and 40s. And I think that sometimes for men, they just like, I got to get to it now. I could wait.
Yeah, because
I waited for where I am.
Because the majority of the feeling of responsibility to creating a family, there's a lot of pressure to being a quote unquote man. And that shit starts in your teens.
But niggas still be having babies.
What's the pressure pressure do women have to being a woman?
That's the stupidest shit. Huh?
Like, when it comes to relationships, like, we gotta provide. We have to spend. We have to be at a certain tier in life in order to be looked at as dateable, valuable, whatever it may be. Y'all could literally, I don't know. And this ain't even a shot at y'all.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to understand, when we walk out there, we are judged for where we are.
But who, all right.
And so incurring a $160,000 debt, regardless,
it don't have to be $160,000. That's the problem. Y'all niggas be going to the wrong schools, or maybe like you could go to an in-state school. All y'all niggas want to play sports anyway. Go, you play ball your whole life.
That's crazy.
You play ball your whole life.
Everybody is not an athlete. Look at Malcolm.
But just shut the fuck up. But this is what I'm saying. Like, you could go to the in-state schools. You could go to the schools that's right upstate. You could get your degree. It ain't $100 and something thousand. At least it wasn't back then. I don't know what it is right now. But it's not the same. So I think that's a cop out.
Yeah, going to school in state is not the same no more either.
It's not the same.
That shit 20-something thousand. That shit 20-something thousand in SUNY schools now. But it used to be 6,000.
Yeah, but on top of that, there's some high schools, at least in the towns, there's some high schools you could graduate with your high school degree, your diploma, and associates. Like, there's so many different opportunities. They have more opportunities now in education than we had when we was growing up. I'm sorry. It's a fucking excuse. And then even when we're talking about like, oh, you have to be seen as a man, you have to provide certain things, ... That's only dependent on the type of bitches that you choose. If you running around with these,
it's not about the women.
It does because
it is about the women, 20s, but it's about how I feel about myself.
Right, but who made you feel this way? It wasn't me. Who made you feel this way?
Society, everything, the community, everything.
No, I don't believe it.
Same way y'all get the same way that y'all. Oh, it's funny that you say it's an excuse, but when we talk about what society talks about with women, it's like we're bred to be this way. It's ingrained in us to be this way.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I say the things that drive men or that hold men back, and it's an excuse.
I'm saying it's an excuse because the difference is, when I was in my 20s, right, I could tell stories of like sleeping, like fucking with niggas that had nothing, because we had nothing together. And in that time, in your 20s, if you find somebody that's really dope, you can start building things together. You build families together. You build wealth together. You get an apartment. Like, you can start doing things together. I said for years on this show, if I make $50,000 and you make $50,000, it's $100,000 household. We can do this shit together. But I think that the problem is that there is something about the way that y'all are raised. It's just like, oh, you have to have all the answers first. And then, but you know how long it take y'all to have all the answers?
You know what you could do?
Decades.
You could act like, yo, I'm not a man, because it there's something about that ego thing with.
But the right woman is not going to do that to you. It be the certain types of bitches that y'all coming after.
So
where's the right women at?
I've been sitting back. I haven't.
The one you have?
I've been sitting back because this is a tough topic for me. You know, usually I'm real vocal about the black issues, but this one got me stumped because I'm really trying to think like, what is wrong with the black men and black boys? What is holding us back?
What is? I
think what Tahoe is saying definitely has some truth to it. I think it's something about black boys / men, because it's that critical age that we're talking about, from boys to men, where the decision making is not like, we're not thinking long range, right? Because going to college, that's a 6 to 8 to 10 year plan to get that money back and pay off your loans and past that, right? So at 18 years old, a lot of black men aren't thinking long term, that far ahead. Put myself in a position where I'm winning at 45 years old. Most men probably aren't thinking that. Why? I don't know, but maybe it's because they feel like they need to be out there making money right now. They need to go get it. And it sacrifices the long-term gains that they would have for the immediate gratification. You know what I mean?
But
when women say, when we said back in the days, you're going to be dead by 18 to 25, right? Who are they talking about?
Men.
Did the women feel that way?
No.
So we're talking about things that's passed down generationally, right? Some genetic things that we always talk about. The shit comes from slavery. You can't understand that the men have had these feelings for a long time when it comes to life, living, prosperity. That's some shit that is deep in us as black men. And I found this tweet just now.
But
it says, kind of wild how the gap in black male presence in schools, universities, and professional settings is a widely observed phenomenon, but is largely discussed as a consequence of black men's individual failings instead of a result of this systemic oppression.
How? This is what I'm saying. And maybe
how?
I'm not trying to be insensitive, right?
But you are.
But I'm not trying to be.
Well,
so like intent versus impact, right? So I understand the impact, but I'm saying my intentions are not to be this way. What I'm saying is, so you can tell me that we can come from slavery, right? We can go through Jim Crow. We can go through all of that. And black men showed up and was in schools and getting educations and formulating fraternities and you have the Howards and the Lincolns and all of these HBCUs and Tuskegees and all of these places, and black men were there and they were dominating these spaces all up until now, and you going to blame slavery for that? But niggas was there. So when did y'all stop being there? You can't go backwards.
When we didn't have dads.
There. When did that happen?
And during the crack era, during the time in the
crack era was worse than slavery. Was the crack era worse than slavery? Yes or no?
I think
just yes or no.
We're missing that in combination with each other, it compiles as time goes on. So
what compiled? The lack of wanting to do better, the lack of education compiled because of crack?
No, I think you're missing the environmental factors that are going into it. You're trying to isolate every incident as if it's isolated, but you have to put everything together in harmony. So when you're putting the slavery together with the Jim Crow, with the crack, with the oppression of schools, with the black father out the household, when you add all of that stuff up, there is a systematic gap missing of the blueprint of black men doing those things, right? So when we say, yo, what about these guys, or they were in these places, what happened to them? Well, let's go. They were taken out because of X, Y, and Z. And what was the replacement? What would replace that thing? Nothing. There is no pathway. There is no nothing. And we talked about this a little bit before, where we said a lot of our black figures and leaders, who are they? Rappers, athletes. There is no. You can't name me one black figure that's not an actor or athlete or entertainer that is prominent in our culture that we all can agree on. Back in the day, we all could agree on certain people.
Barack Obama.
He was
Michelle.
president. No, that was the first lady. I'm talking about somebody that was not in office, somebody that was just a figure, and we all backed them.
There's a lot of figures.
There's a lot of figures.
Not that we all agree on.
We
don't all agree on the rappers.
We don't all agree on Barack. But what I will say is, I think that the disconnect for me still is.
Great job yesterday. Great job.
I think the disconnect for me still is the fact that, again, black women have gone through all of these phases of life alongside black men. We were black girls when y'all were black boys. We was in the same classes. We had the same teachers. We didn't have fathers either. All of these things happened. We had to start taking on the brunt of the household too. I remember specifically when I was told that I had to start paying rent for the bedroom that I lived in my whole life. And I'm like, y'all niggas is smoking crack. It's crack. Like, if you need my help... If you no for real, it had to be crack. Like, if you need my help with bills and stuff, because I'm 19, 20, I just got my first job or whatever. You need help with bills, you need help with groceries, ask me for that. But what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna charge me every month for the same shit that I've been done had. You lost me there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we did all of this with you. So what I'm saying is, I don't understand how we were side by side with y'all at all times, and then at one point y'all stopped.
Because now y'all are the ops. Now we gotta defend ourselves with y'all too.
Okay.
Now we're really isolated. Before, y'all had our back for all of that time. Y'all had our back.
So
and
because
now,
when you had to stand on your own 2 feet,
everybody
y'all niggas
else
just stopped.
Start pointing at us, and we look at you, and y'all pointing at us too. That's interesting as well.
But how do you think that like
the
black
amount
women
of people that are willing to do that 50-50 thing, they was doing that all that time.
Black
now
women
they're
have
like,
been on that
you
same
gotta
side.
do it.
But we've been there too. When you're talking about working and raising
the responsibility
kids,
of creating a family ain't on y'all. It's on us.
No, what are you talking about? When most of the responsibility of the family is the woman. It was the woman. You might have paid for it, but who was the one?
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the economics.
But what I'm saying is the money is
we're not talking about
the money does not
decorating
raise the
windows.
It's beyond decorating windows.
We're talking about the economics.
Who was helping the kids with the homework? Who was cooking?
Girl,
who was making sure that the house was clean?
Nothing.
Who was doing
we're talking
the
about
daughter's
the economics.
hair? But you're talking about one thing, and you're saying
that's what we're talking about. The money.
But that's not enough. So you're saying to me that we were together this whole time, struggling together, doing all this shit together side by side, and because in the world, and we already know that the most disrespected, the most unprotected, the most all of the negative things in the world are black women. We understand that. We understand that when we speak of the totem pole, the black woman has notoriously been on the bottom. So what you're saying to me is
you trying to use all these fucking triggers.
No,
you
I'm not
doing what you always do. You trying to grab shit to be right about all this shit. None of that has to do
I'm trying to understand.
Me having the pressure of building and paying for a family and being responsible financially.
So what are you talking about? When did y'all ever have the financial standing and fortitude? We've always done it together.
That's not what y'all are saying.
What are you talking about?
If you're looking at what everybody is saying, right, the society or the social media, the things that people is really paying attention to nowadays, they're saying you niggas have to provide. You niggas have to step up and do these things.
You never did.
Because we were doing it together.
But what I'm saying,
we were doing it together, and your women are saying, "Fuck that! Your business is done for that."
You know what's happening? What's happening right now is that the provide thing got thrown on us, and again, if the woman's gonna stay, then somebody has to go provide, right? So when the man goes to provide, and the woman take care of the other side, it's like the man is still demonized because it's like, okay, well, you're providing the money, but you're not spending time. Well,
because you can do both. Because you can do both. Tell every single mother in America that you can't do both. Tell them.
Well, Dodge. Tell them. Hold on, Dodge. Hold on. We can keep it a buck here.
Let's keep it a beam.
I live with my mom my whole life.
Yeah.
Right? Since I was a kid. My mom used to work at Jessica Howard, was a company in Jersey. She used to get up 4:00 in the morning, be to work at 7, back at home at 9 p.m. I didn't spend mad time with my mom. I spent time with my great grandmother, my uncle, and people that live across the hall. So when you talk about the quote time, it wasn't mad time. But that didn't mean that she was any less than, or it wasn't mean that there wasn't bacon on the table. So I'm saying, like, there comes a sacrifice. I can't say, yo, Mom, I want all of this stuff. I want the apartment. I want to stay, and I want all this stuff. But then I want you to be home all the time.
But I'm gonna tell you why
I can't have both things.
You can't have At the end of the day, Black women have always worked with Black men. We have never had this soft life. This. Oh, we were stay-at-home mothers and homemakers. That was some white women shit. So we was always out working just like the Black man. And somehow we came home and still made it and still did more work at home, and sometimes more work than your husbands. And then on top of that, where do you think you get the whole Papa was a Rolling Stone shit came from? Y'all niggas was working so hard but still had other families around the corner and all types of shit. And we got Eskimo sisters and ghetto cousins and all types of shit. Please, no, I'm no. I'm not doing it again.
You're doing all of these things to build up your base, to get them riled up. Like you're, we are the most oppressed. Oh, you was fucking Loretta. That has nothing to do with what's on the table. That has everything to do with
the reason why I feel like the shit that you're saying right now is an excuse. Because what you're saying is, oh, the world is against the Black man, and then the Black woman started pointing her finger and being against him too. So we just stopped.
No,
Black women never had the ability to just stop. That's literally what you just said.
No, well, if it's what I said, it's not what I meant. What I said is there's a pressure to get it now. And so going to school and going the long route and incurring that debt just doesn't register the same for a young kid who's feeling that pressure to spend $200, $300, $400. They talk about $500 dates. You got to have all these clothes. Niggas, we used to wear whatever and still bag you.
But
now we got to have all of this shit. My jeans got to be $700.
Y'all are making fake shit real. And that's the problem. And that's why y'all niggas need to go to school.
You see these kids. You see them.
Quick? Let me just interject, because I think we're going off on a tangent that's unnecessary. Because I'm listening, I don't disagree with anything that's being said, but Dodge, I don't think we need to turn this into who has more struggle. The clip that we're referring to,
which is what we're doing all the time now.
Hold on,
not us in here, but in the world.
The clip that we're referring to is Black men and why they are not enrolling in college and things of that nature. Right? I don't think that it's necessary for us to compare struggles. Black women clearly have a struggle. Black men clearly have a struggle. Let's try to figure out a solution for Black men as per this clip without weighing which is worse and which is different.
Tron. And I'm going to say the reason why you have to is you can't say that the reason why Black men stop going to school at these alarming rates is because of the things that they're going through and the societal pressures. And all I'm saying is that's not an excuse, because we go through shit also, but we didn't stop. So I'm not trying to point fingers. I'm literally trying to understand the logic. What would make you stop when we're still, we all going through shit?
For one thing, it's not just one thing that stopped Black men.
I need to understand.
And the other thing is, you can't compare Black men's experiences to Black women's experiences. We could be you could have a Black boy and a Black girl in the same classroom with the same upbringing and everything, and they're gonna have different experiences.
Yes.
So why are you naturally comparing? Like if Tahoe says that Black boys felt this way about school and this, that, and the third, you're like, oh, but the girls were able to survive. Like that. I don't think that's a necessary route to take this conversation, because now we're comparing struggles.
Because I think that thought process is like an individual experience. We're talking about something that's happening on the whole, something that's happening in mass. We're talking about like large numbers, not isolated incidents. So I'm trying to understand what is happening on a large scale that would make this many people stop continuing and furthering their education. And you can't say that it's because of circumstantial societal norms. Because if you add in circumstantial societal norms and saying this is the reason why all these people stopped, and I'm saying that women also have social social and societal norms, and we also have things, especially as Black women, that are against us. Why did we not stop? How is it possible that we have risen to be the highest educated and y'all stopped?
Because for one, it's two different paths, and for two, you explained it just now. You said there's so many instances that it can't be an individual thing. It literally has to be a systemic thing as to why Black men are not achieving certain levels. So
it can't be because bitches need niggas with money. Like that can't be it.
I agree with that. I agree with you on that.
I don't understand.
I'm thinking when you're talking, you know how they say Black women are raised. What's the other thing?
Black girls are raised. Black sons are just like there. I can't. But niggas don't be raising their sons.
I feel like America underestimated Black women.
Okay.
Where they didn't underestimate Black men. They knew they had to remove us. They knew they had to do certain shit with us. They let y'all in and y'all took over. So that's just a part of it. Because I'm thinking about what yesterday and what you're saying, Daj, and what Traum is saying, and there are several things that are attacking at the same time.
Okay.
And I just believe, like, what other path did women have to take but to succeed? There was a million other options given to the niggas to derail us and to distract us. And they was taking us out the street, putting us in jail. There's a million other things that went wrong with us. A million other things that went wrong with us. But with y'all, it was always get a job at 14, 15, 16. It was always that. That was always the play. Even if your man was a hustler.
Yeah.
It was always do that. Yeah. Right? And they underestimated you. When I was young, they let my mother in corporate America. They let her become a assistant, a secretary, then administrative assistant. They let my aunt do the same thing, rise up in Merrill Lynch. They let the women in because they see y'all as helpful and forceful, whatever it may be. But they kept them niggas in the mailroom. They kept them niggas elsewhere. They wasn't letting them niggas in like that. And honestly, this isn't a linear thought process. I was literally listening to everything y'all was saying, and I was thinking about all of the different things that's done to derail the men, and even not having a father in the crib. Even not having a father in the crib. You got the women raising the niggas. There's a certain amount of business that goes into the way that he responds and the way he acts. He doesn't have that masculine figure. So what does he do? He goes out in the street. He does other things. He doesn't have those examples of positive role models to view himself as. So again, not linear, but there's a million different things. And I think what was brought up in the clip was the belief gap.
Yeah, but I think that it also starts with education. I think that when y'all stop is when you have less opportunities to grow, because even within
how
everything
do I know that
you're
at 14,
saying,
15, 16, 17, 18, 19? I don't know that.
How did they know this in the 1920s? How did the Black men know this in the 1920s? How did they know this after slavery? How did they know?
Well, the reason I brought that
they didn't have their fathers either.
We went through those things together as a family in the 1920s. The family was still together. The Black family was still together then. So those oppressions didn't happen till later on when they really started to figure out how to split us up. And that shit happened in the 80s. That shit happened with drugs. That shit happened in the 80s. Now we're dealing with the result of that years later, because you're in a generation that was raised without those fathers in the crib.
Okay.
And you're dealing with the generation that was raised with mass incarceration and with the
massive gun violence.
And, and not to compare, but to Tahoe's point, that may have affected boys different than it affected girls. Yeah. Not having a dad in the house may have affected those young boys different than affected the daughters.
But I also think that when I put on my parent lens, right, I think that I'm trying to understand, for you to grow up in a household and be affected by the fact that you did not have a father, what makes you want to perpetuate that for your children? Because I feel like a lot of the men that grew up without a father in the house, they went out and made mad kids and didn't raise them either. And you're continuing the cycle and perpetuate. Always. No, I didn't say always, but I'm just saying, like, I know what it was like to grow up in a single parent household. That's not what I want for my kid. I want my kid to have a different experience than I had. I know what it was like to have parents that did not have educations or degrees. And I know how hard I work to make sure that I am a different example for my kids. So what I'm saying is,
that didn't a black man change that for you.
A black man changed it for me because I did not value him based off of what he can do for me. I valued him based off of his values.
Respectfully, the situation that you built, it took both of y'all to do, but he had to believe in that himself, and a lot of people don't. I always say, I wish I was like that nigga. That nigga's great nigga.
Yeah.
There's a million, you say it all the time.
Yeah.
There's a million other niggas that's not like that. So that's a blessing. It's not something that you could have controlled yourself. You've came up. But you can't look at it like that's a norm. It's just not.
I probably would have just married the wrong nigga, honestly. I was dead serious about what I wanted.
So look.
Yeah, Trav made a point that I was about to say. It's like some people grow up and they want to.
Okay, Trav.
You have to be deliberate to grow up and want to do the opposite of what you grew up in, that environment. To escape that environment, you have to be deliberate and very intentional. Most people, if you don't have that mental fortitude or that intentionality, you're going to go to the default. And the default is what you've seen. For example, if you've never been in a relationship before, your first relationship, you get into an argument, you're going to argue based off of how you've seen other people argue. You know what I mean? It's like years ago, true. I don't beef a lot in the streets, but when I found myself riffing with somebody one time, I'm automatically downloading and mimicking shit that I've seen niggas from around here do. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's the default. I don't know how to handle the situation, so I'm gonna go with whatever's in my memory bank.
Yeah.
So you got to be super intentional to go outside of that. It takes a special type of person to be that.
I argue like a real housewife of
Atlanta. I think this is a great convo. I don't think we really got the answers from it
because there is no clear cut answer.
I still think that it comes back to men sticking it out.
Can I ask
and
one
being
question
in the family?
Because yesterday said something that I kind of want to address. Do we in this room, do we even see the value in college? Because that's what this conversation started with.
I do.
Enrollment in college. Like, do we think that should be something that black men should try to up those percentages?
Absolutely. And I don't think it's just for the degree because there's so many of us that got degrees and we're not using. I don't use my fucking degree every day. Like, the job that I have has absolutely nothing to do with my degree. But I think it has more to do with the experience, and it has to do with the amount of growth that a person goes through in college. You can't put a price tag on that type of experience, on that type of to be able to be around people from so many different places and have conversations and be in proximity with people from all over that you probably would have never met if you stayed in the bubble of your own neighborhood, to see different and opposing ideas. I think one of my favorite projects in college was an assignment where I had to find a classmate that was of a different race, culture, gender, and religion. And we had to do a research project together, but it was about us. So they had to come to my house, I had to come to their house, and we had to ask each other all of these deep questions about how they were raised and their morals and their values. And I think that helped me so much as a person. And I think that I'm super accepting of people of where they are instead of trying to pigeonhole them to being like me. I just accept people who they are. All right, that's your shit. I'm not gonna argue with you about it. And I think that I learned that through college.
Yesterday, you kind of implied that you don't believe in that.
No, I'm not gonna say I don't believe in it. I think I just view it a little bit differently. For me personally, I think, and even kids now that I know that's in college, I tell them the network is just as important as the degree, right? And I think a lot of times we are so focused on the degree, the academic part, we lose sight of the network part.
Yeah.
Because I say a lot of times, even being out of school, your degree or your organization stuff, that's not what's gonna get you to where you want to be. It's who you know. It's how you treated those people on your way to get there, right? So I always say, anytime you can put yourself in position to be around people and build a network, do that. But also, you have to do the academic part too. But don't get it confused and just think I can just walk out of there with the degree and I'm gonna just like we talked about earlier, I'm gonna get the degree, then I'm gonna get the job, I'm gonna start at this date, and then I'm gonna work. Like, it's not gonna go that smoothly. You know what I'm saying? So set yourself up from a network and relationship perspective to be able to say, okay, if this don't work, I have the phone that I can pick up and I can call some different people to, help me and put me in some different positions.
I love that you said that yesterday because I'm on this show because of college. But that's how I met Tahoe.
College radio.
I met him in college. He knew the people that I was on my show with.
She was so fire too.
Oh my God.
She was so fire. Holy shit. Walking around in heels. All right. Anyway.
Hey, yo.
My man is.
This is
He
crazy.
know.
He's right there.
He be sleeping next to you.
And do.
Anyway, what I was going to say is to that answer, I think college is important for a lot of reasons, but I think it goes deeper than that for me. I think it goes back to how you felt in school, period. In high school, in junior high school, in your house. It's a belief that I can do it. It's the lack of belief that I belong here. You know what I'm saying? I know that feeling. I used to be smart as fuck, but for whatever reasons, hopefully, I don't, maybe it happened in the house or maybe it happened because of the community, whatever. I just didn't feel like I was like everybody else. Didn't, right? And I had to live with that every day. And I did things to overcompensate for that all of the time. You know what I'm saying? So even if me cutting, that made me feel good because it made me feel like I was one of the bad guys or whatever. I didn't feel like I belonged in the class. So when we was all filling out college applications, I did that shit because the teacher told me to, but it wasn't something that I was ever going to do. You know what I'm saying? I did the things that made me fail because they were easier. And the reason I did those things is because I didn't think I would make it doing it the other way. So, yes, I think that has to do with you having a father in your career. I think that has to do with you feeling like somebody. And I think a lot of them young kids do other things to make them feel important or make them feel like they fit in. So going to college isn't that thing for a lot of these kids. It's just not. They got 16 years of not feeling like they belong before that college application hits the desk junior year. You know what I'm saying? They got 16 years of trauma, of all types of you ain't shit, you just like your father, or whatever it is. Because I don't mean to make it sound like it's the mothers. I'm not meaning to say, that's not, because it comes from all types of different directions when it comes to the boys. And this is not even singling, saying that the women had something different, because y'all did, right? But I didn't experience that. I experienced the fact that, those 16 years in the streets, no dad, a lot of different pressures coming from everywhere. Now it's different because you got social media and the women and the men are at each other's necks all the time. So yeah, you feel like these kids are growing up in that. There's no real example. You're like, people like go touch grass. Social media is their grass.
It's child abuse. I'm truly starting to believe it's child
It's
abuse.
literally their grass. This is what they're hearing. They're soaking that up. So while me, you, yesterday, Trom, Drew, we might all have different experience because we was outside. They ain't no outside no more. There's no hopscotch no more. There's no skelly no more. They're not playing football in the street no more. Last time I seen a bunch of kids throwing a football on the street. I can't believe. I can't remember. You go to the PS3 Park. It's nothing but white kids in there. Half the time playing basketball. I don't see the black kids. They're inside their phones, tablets. You know what I'm saying? They're TikToking away. So, yeah, they're soaking in all of these negative imagery, ideas, value systems from social media, and it's becoming their reality. So, yes, it's impacting how they feel about themselves. That's what I was trying to say earlier. And
what you said just reminded me of something, because what I think the biggest thing missing in black people, not even just black boys, men, girls, women, is discipline. And now that I'm in a position where I need to hire somebody, yes, I would prefer somebody with a college degree, not because I think that they know more, but because they to earn a degree shows that you had to have a certain level of discipline and commitment to finish something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that is a very important trait. And besides, everything that we talked about, the social aspect, the networking, super important. But that right there, I think is underrated. And I think discipline is a lot of what's missing in the community. Yeah, and I want to say one more thing. Like most people's, I'm not going to say everybody, but most people's goals is to achieve a certain level of financial gain, success, financial freedom, become rich, whatever. Yo, my DJ career has done a lot of things. One thing, it has put me in a lot of different rooms. I've been in a lot of rooms where I'm clearly the brokest person in the room. You know what I mean? Depending on the event. And the one thing, when I talk to people and look around and meet people, the one commonality, all of these people went to college. 19 out of 20. Got masters and all types of shit. Every once in a while, you'll find somebody that didn't and went a different path, went an entrepreneurial path, whatever. But a lot of them, that's like I'm not going to say guaranteed, but that's like an 85% path to a certain level of success if you stick with it.
Yeah.
Versus it's a crapshoot if you don't go to college. Just maybe 15%. You know what I mean? You could still be successful, but that's when you look at the odds. So for people, like, I think we haven't instilled that in our youth. Like, yo, what do you want your life to look like when you're 30? What do you want your life to look like when you're 40, when you're 50? If you play in the odds game, the numbers game, the percentage game, your best bet is to do X, Y, and Z. I don't think either the kids ain't looking at it like that, we not instilling that into them, or I don't know what's missing.
This conversation has inspired me, and I think it's time for me to pivot to high school.
Yo.
I think it's time for me to make that pivot because there is something that's happening in high schools that I need to put my hands on.
I think it's middle school.
See, middle school is not serious. They're not serious enough. We try, we expose them, we talk about college all the time. All the schools in my network, all the fucking classes is named after colleges. Like, they have to rep their classroom. Your homeroom is not 407. Your homeroom is Princeton. It's hard. It's instilled. But I think that something gets lost in the sauce. They're not serious enough. Like, college is too far away from them to take it seriously. So they're just like, oh yeah, college, whatever, we're gonna go. Or maybe I'm not gonna go, but I'm 11. I'm not thinking about it now. I got mad time, but they really don't. I
agree. I think Tahoe, you might agree, but I lost my way academically in high school, not in middle school.
High school is when I lost my way.
Yeah.
For sure. But it was Monique Haynes.
You this girl
in the 7th grade. It was that's when I realized that I needed more.
When the shit was over.
It was her in the 7th grade.
That's the origin of your
That's when
story?
it started, because I knew I needed more. I wasn't good enough. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing this with you. I actually refuse to do this with you.
Listen, I'm just telling you my truth. That's when it started. And you think about it, that little transition from boys to men, that puberty era, is when you realize that life is more than your bedroom and playing your little games and shit like that. You start caring about the shirt you're wearing, the shorts you're wearing, socks, and I can't wear that. That's not cool. All of that is an impression. That shit does something to you.
Uniforms.
And as boys, now you gotta be that nigga.
Damn, I feel like
so.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I'm thinking about what you said. You said you and Trom said y'all feel like y'all lost the academic flair, I guess, in high school.
Lost my way. Yeah.
Your way, right? And I'm like, damn. For me, I feel like in high school, I feel like I got more of the fire in high school. Because I feel like going into college, for me, I feel like I just wanted to prove that I was gonna be the same person as I became an adult. The biggest thing for me was not falling off as I became an adult. So whatever I thought of myself in high school, I felt like I wanted to go to a college where I was by myself because I wanted to prove that I was that person and even being an adult. So I never wanted to get caught up in what I did in high school or college days because I always felt like the real game was being an adult. You know what I'm saying? Could I be lit at 25, 30, 35, 40?
Because not a lot of people could be like us.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's why. So that to me, that was the motivating factor, was feeling like the people that are quote lit right now are not going to be lit when we're adults
at all.
Was you a cool nigga in high school?
Yeah, but when I was a freshman, I wasn't. I had to work my way to get there. But once I got there, that was something that I felt like I was never going to relinquish.
You know, we spoke about what's happening with black men, right? And we're talking about police being locked up, you know, racism, systematic oppression, systemic oppression. I saw this video online. This is the best segue I could do right now. But what do y'all think about this? Come on, motherfucker.
The killing of black kids. Stop blaming white cops for the killing of black kids. Instead, teach your black children to be obedient towards authority. And I don't care if most of y'all are black. You need to teach your children to obey authority. We need to teach our sons and daughters to obey authority. We need to teach our children to not fight against authority, not fight against cops, not rebel. Be model citizens. Stop being rebellious towards authority. Be submitted to laws and ordinances. Stop parking in handicapped spaces unless you want a reason to park there.
All right. All right.
Pay your taxes and stop cheating on your documents. I'm gonna go deep. I'm about to get everybody mad.
That's hate.
Stop bending your numbers. Watch. The Lord said, give back to Caesar what belongs to him. Stop blaming women.
All right.
That is be submitted to governmental authority.
What? Not the government.
See, now watch. I see all of y'all looking at me. You know why you looking at me like that? Because you don't read. After Jesus is resurrected,
Why you look at me?
I don't care. I don't care. When I was 15 years old,
All right.
I'm walking up homeless.
All right. He said a lot. I'm gonna put the link in the Discord in the episode discussion so y'all can watch all. There's like 3 different clips. But what y'all think?
I agree and disagree at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I'm shocked.
I do.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm actually shocked. I want to hear what you have to say. I swear. This nigga's nuts. Why are you laughing?
Because I hate you.
Because you the problem, nigga. I agree because he lost me with the cop shit, right? But I do think that there's a generation that has lost the ability to respect authority and authority figures, and this is why we losing a lot of recipes. This is why kids are fighting teachers and like, you can't tell me nothing, and like there's so much combativeness and attitude in the education system. Like I have to always bring it there because that's my everyday, like, and it all comes down to children not having respect of authority and authority figures. Like, I'm never gonna put you in a position to tell you to do something that is unsafe to you, but if I'm telling you to sit down and not run around the classroom and not tell people to suck your dick and not slap somebody upside their face because they said something that you don't like, not to steal shit from other people, not to run out the classroom, don't cut class, don't vape in the bathroom. Like, nigga, I'm not telling you nothing that's bad. Like, I'm just trying to get you to get here, learn your shit, and get the fuck out. Like, I don't even want you here all day.
I'm gonna keep it real. It's a lot deeper than that.
It is deeper than that, but it starts with the fact that a lot of these kids, they don't respect their parents. They don't respect adults. They don't respect anybody other than people that they like. And they feel like they have to like you to respect you because nobody is teaching them that you should just fucking respect people at base level. When you're a child, you should definitely respect your elders, and nobody has to prompt you to do so. So like I said, you lost me at the cop, but it's a trickle down effect. They don't respect nobody.
Ron, what you got?
He lost me a long time ago. I guess I could try to see where he was going with it, and when Dodge talks, it makes more sense. Like, yeah, niggas be out of control, but for me, the wording, once he said obedient, I was like, nah.
Black people hate
FOH.
that word, like
because first of all, most of the quote unquote authority you talking about are white people, white males. You know what I mean? When you're talking about police officers or white institutions that we're supposed to be obedient to, that does not have our best interests in heart.
Right.
And I was raised to rebel against that, to be revolutionary against that type of shit. I remember I was in the 7th grade, we had career day, and I had braids in my hair. And my white principal at an all-black middle school was like, you gotta take the braids out because that's unprofessional. You know what I mean? My mom was like, before I even took it to my mom, I'm like, fuck out of here. That's my thought. I didn't say that, but I'm like, what are you talking about? It's unprofessional. You just don't know black hair.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And my mom said the same. She backed me up. I would have been hurt if my mom would have been like, you know, he's right. She's right. You better listen to your authority. Like, fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. Not when the authority does not have your best interest at heart, which never has in this country, right?
Right.
So I would flip it and say, to your point, Daj, respect your elders. Respect, you know, the people in your community. I'm talking about if you're in a black community, respect those black people. But when you talk about being obedient to authority, that just doesn't sit right with me. I don't want to put that message towards our black kids at all. That, not the way he was saying it. Like,
but I think that's also part of the problem, though.
She jumped in.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No,
I think that's part of the...
She got to respond. Everybody say something, she got to respond. Then I get a chance that she got to respond. Then yesterday get a chance that she respond.
Yeah, I was winding it down, but yeah.
You're the what?
The leader of the show. So
I don't give a goddamn. Let everybody else get some motherfucking...
Y'all get your turn and then I respond. You just said it.
She said she had to think of it. She's like, I'm going to say it. He going to do it. No, you are. You got it. But goddamn it, let the room speak.
You just said I let y'all speak and then I respond.
Okay, here we go.
That's what you said.
Yeah, she got me, right? Yesterday.
Yeah, she got you.
Yeah, she got
That's
me.
Cool.
Go ahead, leader.
I'm allowed to. I think that as black people, I understand why the word obedient triggered you, because it triggered me as well. Mm-hmm. But I feel like because we are triggered by certain words and because we do understand like the impact of things deeper on a systemic level, that we are unintentionally raising our children to be dickheads. And I think that that's where the problem lies, because we don't like certain words and verbiage and like, obedient and authority and and remembering how it felt to us when we were growing up. So we want our kids to be different, and now these kids don't respect shit.
I agree with you, but he didn't just
where's that
use
bell? Why you ain't hit that bell, bro? Damn.
He didn't just use the wrong word, because he went into describe a situation, do everything the cop says. So I would not only replace the word, but I would replace his entire sentiment. Handle cop situations, police stops in a more intelligent manner, right? Make sure you get out of there safely. That does not mean to be obedient. That means to understand how to comply and understand how to keep yourself safe.
Compliance is obedience.
But that's why I said understand how to. That does not mean to comply.
Do you think you should be disobedient to police officers?
What I'm saying is there's a time and place for everything.
That's the courtroom.
No.
I'm teaching my kid to be obedient to the police officers. Like, let's get out of this alive, and we'll deal with the everything else later.
There's a way to be quote unquote disobedient and get yourself out of a situation. If you intelligently question what the officer's doing.
I'm not telling my children to do that.
But we know kids are dumb.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, he's encouraging them to be obedient, and I'm encouraging them to be intelligent, to handle the situation in the best way possible, not just blindly be obedient. That is not the way. And especially in the example that he gave when dealing with police, absolutely not. You want to deal with them in the most intelligent way possible, not the most obedient way possible. It's two different things.
But we've also seen situations when people have been as obedient as possible.
And I'm sorry to hog this conversation.
No, nigga, go
Prime
ahead.
example: if you are
when you talk,
if you are driving and the police pull you over and they ask you to take a breathalyzer, you don't have to. Now, if you were being obedient, you would do it because you got to do what the police say. But if you were smart, you'd be like, I know my rights. I don't have to take the breathalyzer. And now you don't have a DUI because they can't legally force you to take a breathalyzer. You have to agree to it.
But the fact of the matter is, like, what you're talking about is knowing that piece of information doesn't make you smart. Because I'm smart. I never knew that.
That means you're ignorant.
No, it's not about being ignorant. Well, yeah, but if you want to use it at its base level, because I was, but I see what you're doing, and you can have it. You can have it. Words mean things, right? Fine, cool. But it's just like there are just certain things that you know, and certain things that you just don't know. So a lot of people literally just might not know that, and that's fine. That doesn't make them doing it stupid. You feel like, all right, if you're asked to do certain things, that's like saying, like, oh, your license and registration. You asked me, so I'm gonna give it to you.
No, you have to. But go ahead.
So all right. So, and that can happen in the same series of events. License, registration. Oh, you were swerving. Take this breathalyzer. I don't know the difference between saying yes and no to what thing. So I am going to teach my kids to comply, to get the fuck out the situation. And then if your rights were impeded, then that's a conversation that we can have later. Or if you find out something, that's a conversation that you can have later. But again, I want to take it from the cop situation, because black people, America, New York City cops, like, we already have our own traumas with that. We do need to teach our children to be obedient to authority figures.
You could be obedient to your parents, to your grandparents, to the elders, your ancestors in your community, but to authority, you have to be smart, because you gotta be smart to be smart. I'm not being obedient to people that represent a system of white supremacy. Why is that in my best interest to be obedient to these people that are clearly not on my side?
My father thinks that the education system is a bridge of white supremacy, and we also know that it comes from and it is rooted in white supremacy in its own ways. So are we saying to children that you should not be the authority figure in a room, in a classroom, is your teacher?
Always
so
respectful.
Are we...
Respectful and obedient is two different things. You always have to be respectful of your teacher. Obedient, not so much.
So if you as a teacher tell a kid, because you know that it's the right thing to do, you need to have a seat, and they say, fuck out of here, I don't have to listen to you.
That's not respectful.
All right, so what if they say, I don't have to listen to you, I'm going to stand up because that's what I want to do. I don't have to comply with you. Then you lose the room. You know that as an educator in the room, you have to have a certain level of authority, because if your authority is shaken by one, you lose the whole room. Then your whole class turn into dangerous minds. So it's like, there is authority figures in the world. Whether we want to agree with it or not, your supervisor is an authority. And you have to comply to so this is why these kids are all fucked up. This is why Gen Zers are getting fired at alarming rates. It's not because they're stupid. It's because they don't have the respect and the obedience to understand that you have to comply in certain situations. You cannot wear, we already said, you can't wear whatever you want to wear to work. You can't show up whenever the fuck you want to show up. You can't turn in your deliverables whenever you want to turn in your deliverables. You have to comply to the authority, and there's always going to be somebody that is your authority. Fuck the cops. It's going to be somebody. So what are we teaching our kids? And this is why they stupid.
So here's the thing. We both agree that the word obedience was a poor...
It's a trigger for black people.
Right? So the example that he gave is totally different than the example that
Exactly.
he gave.
That's why I said fuck his example.
So, but I'm going based off the clip. You can't say the wrong word, which we clearly agree that's a trigger word. You should not have used that word obedience.
But it's
then on top of that, gave a bad example dealing with police.
Well, I think that he gave multiple examples.
Yeah, he gave mad examples.
I think y'all minimized it to that one thing, and I let it rock because it did matter. That mattered. I understood that, but the kids is walking around nuts. They walking through the fucking street. A car's coming. They act like suck my dick. Like, you're in the middle of the street, bro.
I will hit you.
Why are you mad at me for driving in the street and you're walking here with your pants around your nuts? Like, what, bro? How is this my fault? You're a dickhead and you're mad. You're looking at me like you want to fight me. I'm waiting. I didn't even honk.
Right.
You're like, yo, fuck. Like, it's nuts that what he's saying is bigger than the police, bro. Yeah. It's all of this shit that this culture, especially our culture, I had to say it, is really on some like fuck everything, everybody, all types of fucking get right. There's no get right. There's no get right in our community.
Yep.
And to what he's saying, I didn't like the way he said it, but it's fucking right. It's true. And then you think about it, the parents is like that too.
Yes.
You can't even call kids parents no more because they be like, they be wilding on you.
Nigga.
I'm talking about your kid.
Wilding.
It's wilding.
Yes.
You're mad at me for calling you? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right?
What the fuck is
this? My kid. You don't. My kid. Like, What
Like, is you
world
good?
is this?
Yeah.
Right?
It's nuts.
It's crazy. I seen the fight. The kids had to fight. The girl mom jumps in to help beat the kid up. Like, well, you just break up the fight.
Right.
How you jump? That was your first thought, is to get in?
The parents come and get involved in the beat.
And get in the fight.
They get involved in the beat.
There's no get right. Yeah. And so what he was saying, again, y'all went to the police and everything, but it is literally like a behavioral thing. We need to correct our fucking kids. And it also starts with correcting ourselves.
Yes.
I don't disagree with any of that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And be able to like attack our own triggers. I was triggered by the word obedient too, but I'm gonna teach my kid to be obedient. Like, you're going to obey authority. I don't like it. Maybe we gotta find another word, but you can't.
Respectful of authority is different.
Nah,
is I think accomplishes the same thing in
respect
most
is fleeting. Respect is fleeting, because then again, and respect is also subjective, because I literally had an argument, a whole full-blown argument with an 11-year-old about respect, because my son could not understand why what he did was disrespectful. And I giving you like, yo, you did ... You were being disrespectful, but how was that disrespectful? I just told you, you did ... And in his mind, he was dead ass serious, but I didn't curse. You don't have to curse to be disrespectful, my guy. Like, and these are the situations that I have with children all the time, because they don't understand that they are being disrespectful. So that's why respect is not, it cannot be the base. I'm explaining y'all the situation off the hot mic, but I'm telling you that.
Yesterday, I didn't hear much from you on this. What you got?
Basically, I kind of agree with everything that y'all said. I think, I didn't like the obedient word, but I do feel like, I think we do have to look at it from a different perspective sometimes, because I think what we know now with a lot of new information that we've gotten is that a lot of these authority figures and a lot of these people have been wrong. A lot of these people have abused their power, have abused their cachet, have abused their place, right? So I feel like that's another thing that we're combating right now with these kids. Like, the kids have gotten the information to be able to say and to be able to challenge us on certain things that we did wrong, that we didn't get right, pathways that we didn't take that was the best. And because we never really rectified that, now, like I said, the high school kids, Dodge, when you say something to them, like I said, they're gonna pull Google out on you. They're gonna do this. They're gonna get the same information that you get and say, well, hold up, what about this right here?
Yep.
And now you have to have an intelligent conversation with them on facts, on merit. So it just makes it that much more difficult from a respectability adult kid relationship, right? Yep. Because the playing field is a little more even than we would like to think. We want to look at them as kids, but the playing field is far more even than we want to give it credit for.
Again, great convo, yo. I'm just gonna do one more thing, just because it's happening right now in the media, and we can get the hell out of here. I know Dodge is like, yo, motherfucker, but you ain't in the streets tonight. Where y'all going tonight? Home? Are you going home?
Probably.
Are you hungry? Got food in the house. Oh, she wants some dick. All right.
This is crazy.
Let me say holiday business. Business.
Oh.
Exactly what I wanted to talk about.
Exactly.
You saw where I was going with this?
I see where you're going.
You already know where I'm going with this.
I got you.
I saw Wallo in the media. Yo, goddamn, how did I do that? That was nuts. I saw Wallo in the media lately. I want to know what y'all think about this. And it's a closeout. I don't think this is going to be a long conversation. I'm not sure, but who knows with y'all.
Us? Oh, I'm black. No black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit. Now. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material on your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. Fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them deals where the fuck I want to spend it at. Brothers push for Roy Limit. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit, but one thing about it, 70% of you motherfuckers is not going to make it. I'm not no motherfucking fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the number one nigga in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions, and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me? I come from the ghetto.
I don't know why he went to that other shit. Niggas always talk about they war years, but go ahead. Go off. I do it too sometimes.
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah, I do. This is a conversation that me and my close friends have had recently. I know. This is a conversation we've had recently, and it's about the fact that of the buyer's remorse or the guilt that we feel sometimes, because we do want to support the black businesses and we do want to support the black estheticians and the hairstylists and the clothing brands and stuff like that. But some of y'all niggas is wilding. Like, the service is not there. The grass wall, it does not mean that the food tastes good. The drinks is ass.
The grass
you
wall.
overcharging me for stupid shit. I gotta come with my hair washed, blow dried, oiled, and trimmed before I can get a simple service. Like, I need y'all. I've been trying for years. Like,
but they say this all because of, they don't have the supplies that the other people have. They don't have access to certain things.
I mean, yeah, but like, I get that. Like, I do get it, and I don't mind spending a pretty penny if it's worth it. Like, I support black owned brands all the time. Like, I pride myself on it, but I support the ones that give me the quality. I support the ones that I feel like I can get longevity out of it. Like, I just can't I'm not at the point anymore in my life when I'm just supporting you because you black.
Yeah,
like,
but
that ain't enough.
What happened to us saying like cooperative economics and building up the black community and keeping the money
my money for
keeping the money
shit.
in our community? Like, what happened to all of that? Like, we talk about other cultures and we see how they do it, and we know that that's the way that they build up their cultures and the way that they transfer power and build legacy and all of that. But we say, you know what? Fuck that.
You charging
Isn't
me?
Isn't this a crab in the barrel theory?
You charging me 300% on a dress you got from Shein, but because you a black business, I'm supposed to pay $250 for this dress that I done put in the Google photo search and found it on Alibaba for $20. Stop playing in my face. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you
what am I
gotta
supposed
stop
to do?
playing. I don't know.
Isn't that what Alibaba's for? For people to buy it wholesale and sell it?
I don't know. But if it
That's what it's for.
Well, guess what? Guess the fuck what? I don't want it. I'm not paying $150 for yours when I could just go to the source and get it for $20. I don't want to do it. It's not fair.
It's only going to take
because you a black
3
business
days to get it from me, 4 days to get it from me. It's going to take you 6 weeks to get it from fucking China now.
I'll wait to 6.
Go ahead, Trom. Light her ass on fire. Pause.
Light me up.
The shit that Wallo's saying, and no disrespect, but the shit that you're saying, Dodge, it's easier to go that route.
It is.
Oh, business is business. I don't care if it's white, black, whoever got the best business. That's the easy route. Unfortunately, black people in America, black people in the world, we don't have the comfort to go the easy route. If we want as a community to thrive, we have to be intentional. We have to offer grace. We have to lift each other up. And we have to handle each other different than the way we handle others. I'm not going to handle a black business the way I handle white people. It's not going to be the same. I'm going to give them more grace. I'm not saying be stupid. I'm not saying make bad decisions. I'm not saying keep going back to somebody that gives you poor customer service. But I'm saying it's not equal. You give a different amount of grace. There was a black business that I supported. I had a bad experience with them. And I was like, you know what? Let me talk to the owner directly about it. And I told the owner, I was like, because you're a black business, I'm not going to write a bad review. I'm going to talk to you directly and see if you could correct it. And they appreciated it, and they corrected it times 10. We have a great relationship to this day. And that's the way I want to handle. I'm not doing that to just fucking H&M or any business owned by white folks. I'm not doing that. We have to be intentional. If we care about cooperative economics, if we care about our community, that's the way we got to be. And I care if when black businesses get shut down, left, right, and center, it bothers me. So I'm going to do my best to keep them thriving, even if that means giving them a little bit more grace.
Like this answer.
I don't dislike your answer. I do understand, and I've been there in that same position, and I've been in similar positions before, but I just feel like I can't see myself wasting my time and wasting my money on a bad product or bad service just because you're black. Like, I'm sorry. Like, and I can, here's a terrible analogy.
I love those.
I know you do. I hate Zeus Network. Mm-hmm. I will not watch it. It is a black-owned network with black-owned shows. I'm not watching it. I would not support that shit for anything. If baddies ever came on a television in my house, I might snuff everybody in the room. And that's how much I hate it. Because just because it's black does not mean that it's good for us.
I agree.
And so with that being said,
it's a different connotation though. You tried it.
No, but it was a bad analogy, but I'm just saying, like, I've been at restaurants that were black owned and the food is trash, and you charging me $45 for a jerk chicken rasta pasta, and this shit is ass. Why? Because you black? You charging me $20 for a drink, and you done put a fucking sugar rim around it and called it something different, and now I'm in here paying $150 for 2 drinks and a meal, and I'm leaving unsatisfied when I can go to a different small business that might not be black owned and spend the same amount of money and have a better experience. I've wasted so much money as a person that is I am a consumer. I've wasted so much money based off of, all right, I'm just going to give it to them. Like, I'm going to tip extra. I'm going to wait 2 hours for my meal when I would not accept this anywhere else because it's a small black business. And I'm just saying, at this juncture in my life, I am going to continue to support the ones that are good, that I know are good. And I'm not giving you extra grace to treat me disrespectfully because you're black and I'm black.
Yeah, so I agree with everything that you said. I just feel like Wallo took it a step further. From what I took from Wallo's sentiments is he doesn't care whether you white or black. He said business is business. So there's literally no intentionality to support black business in the first place. I'm not saying that you buy poor products. I'm not saying that you go return for poor customer service. That's not what, I don't think anybody's advocating for that. But I can't be colorblind. I can't act like I don't support black businesses intentionally, because absolutely I do, and we should. And part of that means, yeah, you're gonna respond different when a situation isn't favorable, and I would think that you would give a little bit more grace. That doesn't mean you keep coming back for bad service and bad products.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's just I feel like so many people are going to no, not at all.
Y'all just y'all too.
Yeah, it's just us.
Like, yo, I got allergies. I could have went and laid down. I took me a motherfucker
right there.
I was going to, but she was like, "Nah, I'm just gonna close out."
You ain't say nothing fast enough. I think that there's a lot of black people that's going the entrepreneur route without the proper training of consumer relations and customer relations, and they are okay with being assholes to people and charging them ridiculous amounts of money. And it's like, I'm a small black business, so give me $1,000 to do braids. Like, bitch, you don't get the fuck out of here.
Tiana went to get her hair braided today. She went to not braided. She went to get something done. She went to get something done to her hair. So she got there at 11. She had an appointment. She said when she got there, the lady had just sat somebody else down. She got there at 10:40, and the lady had just sat somebody else down. That other person didn't get out the chair till 3:00. She's like, support black businesses. Right?
Yo,
she didn't leave. We had a whole thing that we were supposed to take care of today. She didn't get here till 5:20. And the thing is around here. Yeah. She didn't get till 5:20. She's like, yo, this shit took up my whole day. I went early for a reason because I had plans. And when I got there, she literally had somebody else double booked. She put them in the chair, and I had to wait for 4 hours. Support black business.
Listen, we still got to do it.
Why?
Because if we don't, then economically we're going to continue.
Do you really think it's such a thing as black, bro?
Do I think there's such a thing as black?
I feel like black is only it's only used for racism. Like, We all got different beliefs, different cultures, different this, different that. There's nothing that holds us really together besides the fact that we talk about we black. It's literally like it's and nobody believes in this shit but the people that's like so pro black. But even y'all don't fuck with the niggas.
If what you're saying, if what you're saying is true, then the only way to counter racism is to address it as the unified black lump that
I feel like you had to make something bigger than black, or at least more defined.
Yeah.
It needs to be something more like, all right, this is what we believe in.
I never want to be lumped in with the niggas.
It's black is just not enough because black don't give a fuck about black.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was thinking. Like, support black businesses. It's like, I'm not on board with that all the way.
It's like a black
that's a whole
business
different
and it's
conversation.
like a hood business.
That's a whole different conversation.
I don't support hood
I'd love to have that
businesses.
conversation with you next week. You know what I'm saying? Because I really do want to know. I know that was a very triggering thing to say, but I'm just like, yo, religion and all of these different things keep people together. They keep people moving in the right direction.
Right.
Black don't do that.
Don't.
And that's part of our struggle. We don't have a common faith. You know, I got Jewish friends, and I talk with them. The way that they move.
Oh, it makes sense.
The way that they move.
Why you didn't buy the chair?
Is in the.
Wow. All right, yo, it's been a great episode.
Y'all already know. Listen here. I should have said this before. I'm probably gonna upload this two pieces. If you wanna listen to the show, no ads, all together as one show. It's over there on Patreon, patreon.com/SoShamelessPodcast. Before y'all go, Tron, I want you to do a drop. Y'all can get the hell up out of here. Matter of fact, I love y'all all. Thank y'all for sitting in here with us for 2 hours and change to listen to the show. Go ahead. All right. She's not gonna say it now because she know you said you say the show. You've been saying it for 4 years. You gonna wait?
So shameless.